Hello. Let's see. It's awfully dark. Hello, this is. Hold on here. Hello, this is Brenda Jean Power. No, it's Dr. Brenda Jean Power. And I'm a PhD in metaphysics. So, just having a confusion here. And this is Medicine and Solution Show. So, this show is about you. How can you empower yourself? How can you find answers for your soul? How can you change mindsets? How can you get into the state where you need to be so you can be something other than the old paradigm of this is how you're supposed to live your life. You're supposed to have bitch slaps. You're supposed to have some, controversy. Contrast is fine, but we have a new model of the world of how to live as a human. But we learn how to become a spiritual human. That means tapping into parts of ourselves that we have forgotten, in which now we need to remember. So, what that, hold on here. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Let's try this one more time. I'm also on YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook. So I'm trying to figure out what just happened. And I don't know if Facebook is still working or not. I think it is. But that's always one of those tricky things if you can see it. Oh, there we go. I am. Okay. Whew. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for getting people here. I want you to begin to learn that we're about empowering you, and we are creating a new model of what it is to be in this world. And what happens is that the more that you start to learn who and what you are, and thank you for the love, thank you for the likes, and who and what you are not just this human form. We are so detailed. It's amazing. Hi, Patty. How are you? And here we go. So we don't think about asking the question. Usually when you start having a soul urge. Yeah, I had to go live. This is the new time. It is see, that's the thing I'm always confused about, because I'm just going to switch topics because I want to cater to the US, and then you guys go forward and we go back, and then we go forward back and you go forward, and I don't know when the United States is going to stop doing the time change, but that'll be a little easier. And so when my time changes, it's just going to affect me and whoever watches me that's in Australia or New Zealand or wherever. Yeah, you like the orange? It's a different shades of orange. So becoming a spiritual human. Now, it doesn't mean you have to do the old school, which is, in some cases, we need to understand the differences. Being spiritual in the old days was what? It's important to understand that in the old days, you were to go to God. You were seeking something outside of yourself to take care of your fears. You were seeking outside of yourself to, oh my goodness, what happened? How do we cope? How do we handle? How we deal? How we manage? How do we pacify? And that right there becomes the fact is that we turn to somebody outside of us because we didn't have enough information. We didn't understand what was going on. And as I started my healing journey, learning about what metaphysics is, it has calmed so many of those nerves. It has calmed a lot of these questions and these fears. But I went a step further and I took some old beliefs that you can't heal yourself or you can't do this, and a lot of can'ts. And it's like, that's not true. So then the question is who are you? What are you? So you would turn to the church. So think about it. What did it mean to be spiritual in the old days? And the new idea now is, it's not new. It's going back to what we were before we tried to live without it and to give the power to somebody else. So the moment you get upset, you gave your power away. The moment that you take offense, you give your power away. And why do we do that? Because we are not connected to our unique, authentic self, which is our spiritual self. And because we're not being our spiritual self, then we have to be some other mindset. And usually, what I teach and start helping people understand is that when you're first starting to wake up, you don't know. You think you're fully awake. You think that you're learning to use just your intellectual self. And when issues come up, you do what the world told you. You have to cope with it. You have to, pacify. You have to, manage. You have to deal with it. And usually some of these things would get so outrageously traumatizing that the mind would just go nuts, and your brain would go from a simple beta, conscious of moving, to going into high beta. And our nerves over time, that we kept passing down through generations, as we begin to open the heart and begin to open up to be empathy, as with these different levels of consciousness begin to awake, we did not know how to resolve to evolve. We had left these continued stories that are not resolved open, that seem to affect us, and this is referred to as the epigenetics. So we keep passing down through the generations. And it's time now that we stop, because we have all of the chakras that are waking up, but we're finally waking up to the spiritual truth that we are spirit first and human second. And so it's learning how to integrate, how to be that spiritual part and human. A lot of people, as we were transitioning to get to the stage, we would just go spiritual and we'd forget the human, and we would kind of be floating out of our bodies, and our bodies would be like, but I'm part of you. You're physical, mental, emotional, you're spiritual. So our bodies would, take a hit, and we would be fully exposed to vibrations, emotions, and we would be people's opinions. We can feel them. But we wouldn't think that had anything to do with our health. It's like our body is just a mechanic and that's it. And it's not true. There's more to the story. And when you begin to take and realize that you're not just this human that's separated from God, it's not disconnected, it is forgotten. And when you start having a remembrance and becoming one with the fact that that's who you are as a spiritual being in a human form, and you start to use the love flow instead of the fear flow, you start to find the third option. You start operating with your higher self. You start operating with that spirit part of you first. You start letting, and in some cases, the word God, help you. Because God can't help you unless you ask. But if you start becoming one with that spirit part of you, that love flow, getting your not enough knowledge, ego mindset or spiritual or survival mindset out of the way, but transform that mindset. See, because the old way, what got you into it was the type of thinking that got you into it. And that same thinking cannot create a new reality. And when you begin to change that mindset, or in some cases, the way you emotionally feel through having statements and beliefs and the mindset that you can't, it's time to bust through that. Okay? It's time to bust through all of that. You don't have to live a certain way. You don't have to suffer. You don't really have to. You can change a lot of part of who you are, and But you have to decide. You have to decide with your soul, not with your intellectual mind. And when you feel that you don't want to keep living the same way that you have been, you will change that. You will change that. Okay? You need to change certain things. You need to change a lot of the. I have no idea what I just clicked on that screen. Oh well, we'll see what happens. I can't get this to stop. Okay, hold on. Oh, I just hit the wrong button. There we go. There we go. I was just trying to get some of the crap off my screen so I can see the screen. So, it's up to you. What's it say? You're fine on my end. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. So getting back to, I don't want to just talk at you. I want to talk with you. I want you to ask questions. Why do you come to this show? Why do you come to the show? You come to the show because this is a show that helps you spiritually understand things. And it isn't about religion. You come to the show because your soul is saying there's got to be something more to life than this. And what is this? Now, that's how you define it. Now, when people are a shit show, it's this or better. If people are always in, oh, life sucks, it's this or better. And a lot of people don't realize when they're in that this state, which can be the survival mindset or ego mindset, you don't realize it. So you'll start arguing with people and intellectually, and you can go to many people that are qualified to help you and do talk therapy, whatever kind of therapy, and you can intellectualize it all you want. But I've not found any results except for, getting a certain amount of connections and some epiphanies. But the body, now, when I started out in 1996, it was all about learning about energy. Completely fascinated before that, and then I finally found some information in 1996, so it's 1988. I was learning about energy, but then Reiki came on the scene. Touch for Health came on the scene. And then I started to look at acupuncture, and I learned and I took and I got many modalities underneath my belt, attuned to many things. But I wasn't getting the fast results that I desired. I got accumulation healing, and then it's like, ugh. Because I'm stuck in limbo and need myself back spiritually. Okay, so see, there is a part of you that has your soul's kicking in with this urge, and it has this awareness. And what awareness is it telling you? Okay, this awareness is saying, wait, what? And so it's looking. So you are the observer and you're looking. And there's just this feeling. So like Rachel says, because I'm stuck in limbo. So how you know? So she knows that I don't really want this. And that part of you begins to wake up. Some people will say, oh, you get that when you have, your, what do you call it? Saturn's return. So after 30, or you get to a stage where you, what do they call it when, midlife crisis. Well, that's when you hit a stage where you're no longer having to collect information, and you're more set in stone of what it means to be human in your program field. And now you want to start creating with your spiritual essence. But a lot of people don't understand how to move into that spiritual essence. And that is where I finally said, Spirit, you've got to change this. We have to help me, because I'm not seeing the results that I know that we can get. And I don't know how I know, but I just know. And Spirit says, well, that's where we're going to start putting in, teaching you about emotions. We're going to teach you about meridians. We're going to teach you about energy and auras. And so all those years that I've been studying was one stepping stone on top of another, because there was a part of me that was doing something greater than I knew. So Rachel, since you're new, I can give you a free reading, but can you wait until after I'm done with, again, anybody that's new that I haven't read, I will be, if you wait, I will give you a free reading. And the type of readings I do is because I can see energy. I don't see energy like, oh, I see my hand. I see it with my mind. I see it with that third eye. I see it with that part of me. And I teach my students how to build these bridges. I teach my students how to understand the language and how to build that muscle so that you can go there first and learn how to get it to be an automatic program. And all I can say is the old part of you learned from everybody that kept replicating. How do you cope with this? Let's talk about it. How do you cope with this? You tell me, how do you cope? Let's eat some food. Let's exercise too much. Let's watch too much TV. Let's escape. Let's get a headache. Let's sleep. Let's do drugs. Let's this. Let's this. Let's this. What are they telling you? The external world, you can't cope, handle, and deal. And so you have no tools and you can't. And you go get to a certain stage with your mind and then you reach out because the body is saying, we have to help preserve this person. Oh, look, that'll help. It doesn't mean that the body knows what's good for it, but it knows that, and then it's that one split second. So when my boyfriend died, now before, so I was around 16, I had, I believed there was no, I'm not going to smoke. I'm not going to drink. I'm not going to do drugs. I'm not going to do anything like my family did. I'm not doing that. So I had a big NOT, not turned into a KNOT in my body. But we'll talk about that another time. But I had these knots. So when my boyfriend died, it wasn't just that he died. It was I psychically saw it seconds before it was going to play out. That was a trip and a half. And this is where I said, I want nothing to do with psychic abilities. I don't want nothing to do with this. So I was like, don't talk to me, don't talk to me, don't talk to me. But in the meantime, I've got this playing out, the feelings, the seeing, the pictures, every part of my sensory system is going nuts. And you cry and you scream and you try to sleep and then your body wakes you up and then it wants to, and then you cry and you're, and my nerves were just shot. And so every day my friend would sneak a cigarette or two from her mother and he, you want one? No. Well, this time she, like she always did, asked, yeah, sure. I was so numb, so not with my body because I didn't know how to cope with it. I didn't know how to deal with it. And time was going by and I was doing my best to use time healing, but it wasn't working. And I didn't know where my mind was. And so I started losing friends because I couldn't stop talking about it. And when I had that cigarette, it was my brain, just for a second, this is where addictions of any kind and all kinds begin to happen. And I use the external to take care of an internal issue. And my brain says, oh my God, that worked. Because what we seek is everything goes calm. It's like a great big hug. Everything's going to be all right. Everything makes sense. When you can't cope, handle, and deal, nothing makes sense. And your brainwave changes. But in that moment, it's like, oh. And that release of not having to feel that stress is such a relief. It's like finally getting a good night's sleep. Now, I'm not trying to promote smoking. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I couldn't, and I was not taught, and we didn't know how to help resolve, to evolve, how to go within and take care of the emotional vibrational frequencies that are made from the emotional chemical peptides our body does that creates these hormones. For a split second, I had told my brain, numb it, or take a drug, it's like the symptoms, but the root of it was always there. And vibrationally, it's always there. And the environment always will affect the body. And okay, that was fine for a few years. And again, 17, 18, 19, I woke up, I had gone to a sleep because of this trauma. And it took 2 years. And then all of a sudden, I'm in college. I graduated high school. Don't know how, but I got my certificate. It's up on my wall. Oh, you can't see it there. Normally it sticks out, but it's not. It's there. And I'm like, I'm in accounting class. I'm looking around, and it's all about numbers. And I think it's fascinating, but this isn't me. I started to go, wait, this isn't me. Who put me here? Why am I here? Oh God, I can't do this. And that started to become my stress. And my body was my soul was constantly saying, wake up, we need to evolve. Wake up, we need to evolve. Wake up. And I'm like, I I I, I couldn't. And then all of a sudden it was like I started to listen with my soul, and I'm like, this or better. I have no idea what the better is. But over time, I learned how to teach people this or better. And if you start to move the emotional chemical peptides off of beliefs, off of experiences, off of those memories, you don't destroy the memories. The charge leaves and the memory gets to go on to the past and gets stored. And if you needed to recall it, it's there, but not that the emotions have to own you, but you can recall the emotions if you needed to. Now, I didn't get to that stage until my son got hit in the head with a baseball bat, and I thought he was going to die. And then my son also had a really bad fever, and I thought he was going to die. And I really took a look at this fear and how fast it was, the worst case scenarios, and helpless, freaking helpless. And that stuck out, and I put that on the shelf. And then time moved on, and all of a sudden, when I was taking care of my mother, I was learning about we're electromagnetic beings, and we're energy, and it's still so wet behind the ears. And I just remember reading in the Bible, because I was really into religion. It was, hands-on healing. I said, okay, God, if there's hands-on healing, prove it to me. My mother passed, and time moved forward, and so now it goes from 1980 or 1990 to 1996, and I'm sitting there pregnant, and on a show on Channel 10, it said, up next, hands-on healing. I leaped off that couch. I'm 8 months pregnant. I'm hot. That's the fastest I've moved, and all I heard was the word Reiki. I couldn't in VHS tape. That's how old I am. And I tried to record it, but I couldn't get the dang thing. And so I had to sit there and just really look. Now, too much information went by, and then we started talking about Relfing. And that is where it's a deep tissue massage, which is different than Reiki. I never got to see the Reiki, but the word was there. And so I had Reiki thinking Relfing was Reiki. But yet I don't even remember filling out this form, but I do remember filling out the form, and I sent it wrong. Whatever, I don't care, right? Well, somehow the mind body spirit group got my name, and the only reason I know that it was from that one moment, because it says Brenda and Scoot Bates, and I'm like, my ex-husband's name was Scott. I'm like, I giggled. And I thought, what the hell is this? And we were taught to bitch first, shut it down, hate it first. But that mind, body, spirit, oh, I was taught that in religion. That's evil. That's new age. But yet my soul was saying, shh. And then I thought, I have to. I'm hungry. I need this. And so I now needed to find something other. Now, during that time, I had already quit smoking through different means of energy fields, different energy things. But it was the mindset that switched. I had imagined that was done smoking. Somebody noticed. Oh yeah, cool, and it happened just like that. But the more that I work, I don't even do hands-on healing anymore. But I can tell you how to find the frequencies, how to find the feeling, how you know. And it'll be one of those things that you will be happy to find. Oh, what the heck's this? I'm not sure what's happening here, Amy. Hold Um, but I will tell you that when you begin to listen to other than your ego mindset, and your spiritual mind side comes in and says, hey, usually there's love, usually there's peace, discernment. You don't need. I have a wonderful relationship with my husband Alan, and I started noticing what's missing out of a relationship. Did I worry about it? No, it was beautiful seeing. We don't one up. We don't keep score. We don't make sure. I want them to know, and I've got to get it across because this is a problem that needs to be solved. And I'm going to get in there. No, we don't even do that. We go to our corners. We stop. We realize we're out of sync, and we stop. Because our intention is to love each other, not hate each other. Because we don't want to build up this intolerance tube of, God, they annoy me, blah, 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 blah. And then that builds hate in a relationship. You can fall out of love with somebody. That's not my intention. So what made the difference was that we stopped. We used our awareness. We're fighting. We're not in our spiritual mindsets. We're not in our pure heart. We're in our pain and our sufferings. And suffering is an option. So we stopped. We're out of sync. And then we individually go heal with the tools that I have. And then the turnaround time is amazing. But instead of spending 20 minutes, 2 hours, 2 weeks into this particular bitch session, stress state, we have the turnaround time within minutes. And then we come back with each other because the ego mind says, oh, I'll never apologize. I'm always right, even if I'm wrong. And I don't care if I'm kind. I would rather be right. Well, me and him know we don't want to play that. And when we start to hear that in judgment, you're using awareness, we can let go of that. Now, the healing, well, we don't intellectualize it because it still has too much of a charge. So we go and we use tools like OMG, doesn't matter which hand, and we get it down to zero. Then once that charge is gone, the wisdom is hidden. You want wisdom? Wisdom is hidden in the charge of the emotion that's charged to the memory, to the belief systems, to the programs about how to be a human. But when you start using the innate wisdom in the body, and you connect with that wisdom, that intelligence that's put you together and runs you, and you and the innate work together about how you know you're, and if you can measure it, you'll be amazed with yourself. Because the body will begin to work with you, and you won't have to be so determined to be right. Take offense. I didn't do anything wrong. These programs that are not even really us because we had borrowed them from when we learned as a kid or from school, from family, wherever. And we then can go into a different state, but the turnaround time. So like Robin says, I was triggered this morning. So she was aware that she was triggered, meaning she became less than love. Oops, there goes the screen. And I spent the time to look at all the emotions and releasing. So now she did not use her tools of, like, let's say OMG, hope therapy, as a source point. But if she were to just sit there and intellectually, well, there, and I can see the connection there, this and that, she'll be using her ego mindset or her survival mindset to be looking for what makes it feel right. But she says, I spent the time to look at all the emotions and releasing. Now, she is also using the tools. So that means, okay, where's this? She's going to do some spiritual investigation. Oh, okay. So she's going to hold whatever tool she uses. So she can measure that she's not her spiritual self. And she's not above love. She's below love. And the mindset is more of judgment and restrictions and our arrested development. So she took the time to care about herself, to apply it, to get the end results of relief. Because somebody says, did you find the healing? Absolutely. Meaning, if she can measure and go back, I was a shit show, now I feel great. The mindset changes, the words change, the emotions change. You find peace. using OMG and source point. So she says, okay, I'm going to start off with this. I'm going to write it down. I'm going to become aware. And then I'm going to find out which source point. It's a healing tool. So she did some rubbing and she got herself back to, did she just cope, handle, deal, pacify? And no. She used management, but she used it in her spiritual mindset with the physical form, spiritual, mental, emotional, and physically. And what did she do? She moved the energy that put her back into the flow stream of love. And all of a sudden, she's like, oh my God, I don't have to play this story out. Now, what happens is the universe, because your inner world begins to change in harmony, it'll start producing people out here to change. Or you'll zig, they'll zag. But you don't have to keep repeating to see the particular story, because if you keep healing the emotion off a particular story, you're creating closure to these continued stories. And when you do that, every time you do that, you're taking that morphogenic, the habitual part of you that just replicates until you're saying no more of it, but you have to also remove the habit of going to it because your identity is there. It's familiar. It's a backup false safety thing. So when you go into that space, you're like, you can see it again. If you go and heal it immediately, what happens is that it changes and helps you rewrite the old program, the subconscious mind program, the habitual program, and the morphogenic field will say, oh, well, now we don't have to do that. And so you'll be able to hold more peace. Okay, you with me? So, yeah, I got it on different phones. And so you get to choose. Now, why is this important? I would rather become a whole, unified, non-separated person. So I would want integration and I want unity of my higher self and my lower self, if you want to say. But it's help both parts create this parameter. Oh, 77. Both parts create a parameter. Both parts help you to find out what isn't love so you can return to love. But you can't return to love if you are having the emotions that are less than love attached that keeps pulling you back, because you've ever had a GPS and it's set to hell and the hell is those emotional charges that are connected to memories. Your body says, well, we're going to have to attract you back into it because that's what you have the charge on. So this is where you invested your energy. Yeah, I've got it 3 times. If you can see it on my big computer or Facebook. So what did you hear from this? What did you learn? And see, in a lot of people, we don't have a lot of interaction because people are listening. Now, I do like interactions. I do like this. It's fun seeing different sides. Oh, good. So my mandala, you can't see it, but they see it. I want you to tell me, what did you hear? What can be your wisdom? What can be your takeaway? Because even if you're not healing, you're learning and listening with your soul. You are then taking and learning something new for your brain, and your brain is going to go, oh, your soul's going, hey, did you hear that? Did you learn that? And you can work together more with your soul. So to be just human means that you are separated from that spirit part of yourself, and that we took God and we threw God off the planet. Okay, there's a part of you that has to realize that we can't separate our spiritual self. So I'm bridging spirit and science together because I teach about quantum law of attraction. Now, I don't come out and talk law of attraction and quantum. I got to get you to a new state, and that is you have got to get yourself to do quantum leaping of getting yourself quickly out of that state. And people will come to me and they'll be in a mess, a shit show, something, and we will use source point or another point or hope, success, hope therapy or whatever, and then all of a sudden their brain starts to go into a beautiful beta part of them, or they'll drop into maybe alpha to help them feel more relaxed, or get their body to go into a certain state. that means rest and digest, and their nerves get to calm down, and you start to feel, oh my God, okay, yes, I can deal with this shit here, or I can do this. Oh, yeah, you see them. Um, but there's a part of you that you don't have to do it the old way anymore. Yeah, one of the things is Amy didn't ever think that she was going to move on beyond what she had. So she thought that what she had was love. So now she's healed so much that her inner world is just changing, and it's navigating her to be more to the love and the joy and the peace and the harmony and the sanity that to which is the her values. Your values. I don't put family first. What's wrong with you? You're not religious? Well, I learned that the new model is that you have to put your human body first. Put that oxygen mask on. And as you put that oxygen mask on, then you can be there for people, but you can be in alignment with healthy boundaries. I would put family first, and I was destroying myself. I would get yelled at by my ex because I wasn't doing the rules of the house. And it was like, wait, what? No, not doing that. And I learned to heal myself. I learned to remove the buttons that they installed that were shame or guilt because they knew how to maneuver and control me. And it's like, do what you want. I'm not looking to give you my power anymore. I'm done. There's no fight. And so, if you're new, I will give you a reading in just a moment. But what I want you to take away from all of what I'm talking about is I need you to wake up to the fact that we need to return to unity, integration, and becoming already whole. You already are whole. You just can't remember it. And if you use healing tools and you learn to take the charge, the emotional charge off of memories, you get that life force back. And you can then reinvest it into something greater than you, greater than that old personality, greater than the mind thought, the mindset and the thoughts that created your hell. You don't have to live there. You don't. Okay. So hopefully you learned something from that. I would like a little feedback. That would be great. Okay, so if Rachel is here, then you can, I'll start with you. If you're still here, I'll get you a reading. Just tell me what you want to look at. Stephanie Japel, you're new. You tell me what you want to look at, and I will work on you after this. And hello, Nicole, how are you? So as soon as, what do you want to work on, Rachel? Now, are you Rachel or Rachel? Or my sister's name is Rachel, but it's AEL, like a racial difference of math. So never know exactly how to pronounce that properly. Some like the Chell, Rachel, or Rachel, Rochelle. So I've seen it, I've heard it so many different ways throughout the people I've met. So, you know. Okay, so I will give you a read, and if, because you can just say Rachel. Okay, so if you want something else, I want to make sure we're connected, because the more connected that we are, the more you will, oh, thing is screwing up. The more I want you to get whatever resonates. I'm not trying to put any ideas in your head. I'm trying to present something if it makes sense to you. Oh, thank you. Okay, so, okay, Stephanie, we can do that too. Okay, so Rachel, you ready? One of the things that Spirit wants me to talk about is that there's this impending feeling that seems to be sitting more into your legs, your feet, and your vaginal area. And it feels like an impending. It's like I have a hard time using my will to walk forward. Hi, Angela. I haven't seen you in a while. Ah, thank you. So the energy, you got to remember, if you can resonate with feeling that people blame you, or you're feeling that when you're around people that you're going to be blamed because it's an impending thing, This frequency that's in the body came towards you. You believed that. You says, "Oh, it's my fault." You believed it around 7 years old. You watched your parents act a certain way, so you picked up that how you're supposed to act because that's what you were doing. But you're always feeling like you're not compatible with people. So, what's the key words here? Are you compatible? Or do you feel like you're incompatible? I feel like that I can't do something. So you feel like there's an impending doom or impending, there's something coming on. I gotta keep busy. I gotta do something. So communicate with me, Rachel, because the security, you can have physical security, but you can't have, so you feel more insecure when you are about ready to do something. And like, this is just an old program because as you grew up, it just became a conditioning that when people act a certain way, from what I can see, when people begin to get worried and you feel that worried, it takes you into that insecurity stage, and it's like creates this anxiety. Yes, I'm always feel like the black sheep. Aha. Okay, so you think differently with a different mindset. And so there's that feeling. So if I said to you, because this is how you know, um, do you get gaslit or do you have a guilt trip? Do people guilt trip? How do people communicate with you? Because you're not doing what the norm is in the family or wherever you're at. Because I feel you were supposed to be born to stand out, be different, and hold a different mindset. But when you are being compared or competition or any of this within those around those people, then you shut down your ability. Because my spleen is going nuts right now. Why? Because every time I have happy, they do this, and it's where does my happy go? And I just no, I don't want to do this again. So they say you're really frustrated. Yes, my ex did, and my mother makes me feel like I overreact. Gotcha. That's why you don't want to do it. So I'm going to tell you, because I'm not just a reader. I am somebody that helps people empower themselves. So a healer, or however you want to do it. I want you to take your right wrist, and I want you to notice that I have 1, 2, 3 numbers here, and I want you to lay 2 fingers so you actually know how the width from the top, the bend of the crick there, and I want you to put your thumb there. Okay, it's not at the top, it's the second position. So it's 2 fingers down. And then I want you to put your thumb in deep. So you're going to push in deep. Okay, and you put your pointer finger here, so you create the letter C, and then you wrap these around, safety, security, stability. Place the heel of your palm on your forehead and let your fingers drop. Now, this is you connecting with the innate wisdom, and you're going to sit there, but what you're going to think about is how you know your story and how much you know that hurts, how you know that feeling. No, I can't do this again, because you know you're going to go in there, you're going to have to hear them talk, you're going to have to feel their feelings. I mean, the way my spleen is acting, do you have problems with your immune system? Because the first thing that popped in my head was lupus. You don't have it. I'm not saying you do. I'm saying the extremeness that's happening to my immune system right now, based on the vibrations that are around your space, makes the spleen act up. Meaning you could have allergies, or you could have, they're just saying there's pressure. I can feel the pressure. And that vibration is that the first time when you were 7 years old, and when you heard somebody, it's like take away your happiness, or invalidate you, you have gallstones. Okay, those would be more over here. But again, I'm feeling your body is like, I don't want to do this. Now, the gallstones is because you feel like you resent that this is happening, but actually you feel everybody else's resentment that's building in your body, and your spleen don't know how to fight it off. So where do you want her to go? So they still want me to have you do right wrist, second position, push in deep, and sit there and think about, where did my happy go? I don't want to do this again. I don't want to. And so every day you want to be happy. Every day you feel, I have to be stressed. I go talk to my mom. I got to be stressed. Or I got to do this. I got to be stressed. And they're saying that you haven't been able to process something because You know, it's not about that you want to be right. It's just that you want to be believed in. Yes, I take on people's emotions. Okay, that's what that's about then. So again, maybe you want to say R2S, and I'm like, oh my God, I got to stop taking on people's emotions. No, 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 I don't want to do this again. Because it's like they push you into believing, and you finally agree, okay, maybe you're right, just so they get off your back. Okay? Go heal. Go heal. You're worth it. How you doing, Angie? Haven't seen you in a long time. Thank you very much for the that you like the color. Okay, Stephanie. I'd like to look at what is blocking me from finding a healthy love. Okay. Now, there's a whole bunch of stuff that can happen. Now, you said healthy love. That means in some cases you've had love before. Some people have never had love and can't understand why. And then there's some people that do this. Now, when I'm doing relationship energy, there's difference. There's the external, there's the energy, which I call scalar, and is relationship, and then there's the internal environment. And these are usually the programs. So your inner world is creating your outer world. And all I can say is, so now all of a sudden a list dropped down of certain things that happen. And they're saying that when it comes to having a healthy relationship, you said block me from finding a healthy one. So you know what an unhealthy one looks like, and you have a lot of energy stored into, oh, I don't like that, I don't want to experience that. And so you have life force in that. So you're starting to sow, and you have to keep reaping it. It's what you know you have to keep seeing. And when you like, I don't want to do that again. So you have a not, N-O-T, then energies into that. And you're like, not again. And so you will then keep seeing it. Oh, there's the red flag. And I thought it would be different this time. So there's energy invested. And so you created roots with this. That's where I would say we are at. And because of that, what I want you to understand is that they said you get your body is holding that old anxiety. And they said, if you looked at the relationship at 21, so did you have a relationship at 21? And you have this tendency to have to display a particular characteristic or attitude or personality that it comes from your parents about how you don't like something. So you feel you have to be lofty in a situation. And they said that you didn't really, you're trying to find stability. You're trying to, yes, you did. Okay. You're trying to find stability in yourself through a relationship. And I think that's part of what you learned from your parents. But the thing is what you keep attracting in is their invading energy. And that invading energy is that you have to feel awkward in a relationship. Why? Well, the awkwardness happens this particular, because you have it when you're young, but the 21 you felt extremely awkward. Oh, thank you. And when you started to feel extremely awkward, and they said when you were little, around 9 years old, you felt awkward. And yet how the parents or people, the adults, communicated with you while you felt awkward, or how others communicated with you, you felt their loftiness. Okay? So have you ever felt awkward? Because that's one of the roots that's showing me that why you can't have a healthy relationship. So while you're in a relationship as the adult, you have to go and feel awkward, because that's what you're identifying with. That's your filter. That's how you know yourself. And so you're constantly having the outside to show you how you identify. Okay, so it's like, show me who I am. Oh, you have to feel awkward by somebody being lofty. Now, some loftiness means that they have a certain authority. They push their energy out and tell you how they're going to control your world. Lofty can be that they are more aggressive and they're going or very assertive. So lofty can come to you as guilt tripping, very narcissistic. Lofty can come to you in many ways. So it is this part that somebody has some type of authority over you. You're not equal to, you're not in sync. They will spring it out at you or on you. And then it kind of throws you off. And that's when you feel a little awkward because it's like you hadn't been able to grow past. So you have an arrested development, grow past of like how you're supposed to say things, how you're supposed to act, so this doesn't happen again. Anyways, does that make sense? Because what they're saying is that you don't like that thing, whatever that is, and so your body knows how to feel awkward and then reject. So your body's replaying a particular age. Yeah, were you sent, Stephanie, by Joy? Because if you did, then Joy Miller gets to get her name into a drawing. Well, yeah, that's what I forgot, people, is that I can... Oh, my camera's off a little bit. That's okay. And remember, the drawings, there's all different ways. We have several PIFs today, so if you want to hang around, you can get some free readings. She says, yes, I can really identify with the awkwardness you're talking about. So this makes up your energy field, your body's energy. Your energy is in that particular... your energy is in that investment. Okay, darn door. What was I saying? I completely forgot. But this healing tool stops you from having to keep going there, taking your life force. So when you are holding, did I tell you a certain place to hold? Actually, what they want you to do is do right wrist, second position, nice and soft. Don't push in, nice and soft. And you hold it there and you do this, and I want you to notice that I can't expand me. I can't expand the importance of me. I can't really express me. I can't really hold my own and have security inside of me and have confidence and self-esteem. I can't. So when you start to go, oh God, I feel awkward, measure that and stay there until it disappears down to zero. You'll know because you keep measuring. And what will happen is that life force will start pulling off these memories, and the habit will start to stop, if that makes sense. Oh, okay. Hopefully that makes sense to you. And go heal, because you'd be worth it. And thank you so much. So my moderator will put down Joy Miller for, so bringing a friend. You're welcome. Go heal, go heal. You won't realize how much it is until you start to work with the innate wisdom, and then it'll start making more sense to you. Now, is there anybody else here that's new that has not had a reading before? Let me know. This helps out you and me and anybody else that's listening. Oh, thank you very much. And we will go to the next one. What we have today, oh, I got to get those numbers from my moderator. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need one more number, please. And so once I get these down, we're going to play the game, the number game. So yeah, so my moderator will give me one more number. Thank you very much. And how we're going to do this, because again, I haven't found a really good way to do this, but the way that I have been doing it, okay? And so that means anybody in whatever room you're in gets to play. You get to guess as many times as you want. And once we're done with one PIF, because these are pay it forwards, people have paid in. So today we have April Lynn that's paid in, and Amy that has paid in. And to get these pay it forwards, and it's an opportunity for those that are out there that wants a reading, but don't have the money for it right now. And so it is a gift that gets to be passed on, and it's a gift for me because one is paid, two gets to help other people that maybe are big out there, and we're going to get this message out. So we'll be playing that in just a moment or two. I'd like to get anybody else out of the way that's new, that hasn't had a reading, that I could do this. Yeah, you can guess as many times as you want. It's a really good thing. So I guess we'll play that right now, and then my moderator jumped ahead. That's fine. That's fine. So what you do is 1 through 35. Guess as many times as you want. And when I'm done with that, I'll put the word next. and go. Okay, so wherever you're at, you may start guessing, and then I will let you know because I'm watching 3 screens. Oops. There we go. Remember 1 through 35. 1 through 35. Good to see people playing. It makes me happy. Makes me happy to see that. And y'all want it. Good job. Keep going. Oh, stop, Thor. Thor, the number was 3. The number was 3. Okay, the number was 3, so Thor got it. We're going to say next, and then we will go from there. So we'll start a new PIF, a new pay it forward guessing game. So the next number, so she's got to catch up in that room and say next. Never mind. Lucia, right off the bat, the number was 13. So we're going to just be done with that one. That was good. So now we're going to hit next one more time. One more time. Oh, so Thor is going to re-gift it to Joy. So I'm going to put down Joy. Thank you so much, Thor, for that beautiful thing. Okay, so now we're going to hit next one more time. And here we go again. I have a new number, so let's look. Oh, Rachel got this one. The number was 3. There were 23. The number was 23. Rachel got this one. Oh, that is awesome. I'm actually liking how fast this is going to some degree. Now, I'm not going to think the next number. Because some of you guys are really psychic there, I think. Okay, let me hit the word next. And I have a new number. Go! We can do this. We can do this. We can do this. All right, a new number, a new number. So guess as many times as you want. Oh, geez, oh, pizzas. Hold on, I got to figure out who came first. The number. Somebody guessed it. Thor beat Lucia. Stop. The number was 33. The number was 33. So Thor, do you want to keep this one or pass that one on? Oh, you guys are awesome. You guys are funny. I love it. Okay, so we got one more. Wait until we hit next. And here we go for the last number. Go. 1 through 35. Okay, you'll keep it. Good. I'll put your name down. 1 through 35. Guess as many times as you want. Lucia, you got it. You got it. All righty. So there we go. That is all the pay it forwards. And thank you so much for playing. The last number was 6 and Lucia got it. Okay. So again, whatever you want to do with them, you can pay it forward again, give it to somebody else, however you want to do it. It doesn't matter. You can have them for yourself. Now, because I have Joy, Lucia, Rachel, Thor, and Lucia, you get to decide what it is. Remember, Teresa Perkins, I think, my moderator, I still have Teresa Perkins and Robin that have a chance because they have played with me and shared all of their stuff and did the piffs that they still get to come on. So you guys decide when you want to do it. You have the rest of March to use it up. We're going to jump ahead because Amanda has already paid for, she wanted a reading for herself, and then she wanted a reading for Joey. And that's what we're going to do. Whoops. So now, okay. So now I'm going to keep track of what I got. So you'll do it today. Wonderful. All right. So now I'm looking at Amanda. Amanda, the deepest part of you, and we're going to go deeper because your 4-year-old was so petrified. I'm going to ask, was this even you? No. Is there more than one emotion that was felt at the same time there? Yes. So Amanda, we're going to do a particular part of you that's healing. So get your magnet ready, and you're going to need to write this down. You're going to write down psychic attack, because what will happen is when we are present, we can feel 2 or more emotions at once. You had 2 emotions that you felt at when you were 4, and what happened was the emotion was startled. Interesting. They said there was a lie that you thought was true, and it was all about blame. So how do we write that? Psychic attack, just put the word lie, and then put the second word, startled. Okay. Oh, wonderful. Lucia said she wants to pay the one thing for Nicole Johnson. So, Nicole Johnson, remember, sweetheart, you get a chance to tell me what it is that you want to work on. Okay. All right. So, keep that in mind. I'll look up. You can have, let me know when people have blah, blah, blah. I can't remember what it is. Just, you can let me know. Spirit will choose. Now, Amanda, you ready? Do you have your magnet or your hand? And you do have that written down. I just want to make sure you had time to write it down. And once I hear that she has, and we're ready to go. And so it's startled, and we're going to say lie, and we're going to say psychic attack. Okay, she's ready now. So what you're going to do is you're going to take, whether it's your hand or if you have a magnet or you have a roller magnet, she is going to say it with intention and focus, and she's going to start from her forehead, and she's going to say psychic attack, lie, startled, and she's going to go to the back of her neck, lift off. Now she's going to do that 10 times. Okay. Oh, see, now she's already getting it. Okay, she knows I'm talking about. She's doing it. So she's repeating it out loud to herself, however it is, but she's using intention to do so. Okay. Ooh, yes. Yes. Okay. Ooh. Wow. I can really, it's like the nerve that goes along, I think it's the ulnar nerve, and then it comes down to the pinkies and here where it could go numb. Okay. It's right across her the back of her neck. It is, that's where it was like sitting, and so it's like, then it should probably be affecting the thyroid, so the metabolism will probably be a little faster than it should. Do you feel any different? Because just to let me know, because I asked, is there anything else they want her to do? They go, no, now they just want her to begin to become aware when there's old habit of like the parents or things that invading her space with their anxiety. Oh my God, where'd that come from? They want her to hold L2D. So this means this. Okay, so while she's knowing how her parents act, oh my, maybe someone has depression, they have anxiety, they have worry, they have fear, they're projecting, they're talking and whatever. Thank you. You feel a sense of relief. Okay, so you're going to start breaking that habit, and what's going to happen is you're going to take your, if I can get that lined up right, take your left wrist, and you are going to do, is that the one you want? Yeah, left wrist, second position, L2D. And you're going to have to, like, let's say all of a sudden your kids or your husband or even your dog start displaying something where you have to go into being startled and having to believe a lie or the fear or however that goes. Become aware of it, grab L2D, and then just run with it. Run with how you see their actions, how you feel it in you, but how you see them, whoever it is. Like I feel like your mother, it feels like very feminine, somebody that's going on and going, oh, Amanda, you just don't know. Amanda, what? She'll tell you like 50,000 different ways because she's doing her processing, but that energy is coming off her, plus what's going on with inside of her, plus if she's trying to control it, creates this different type of anxiety that you feel that is hers, and which then triggers you to have it as well. So, but in this case, you're going to be staring at how you know they have it, okay? Because it's a part of you that feels like you can almost predict. Okay, so now I'm going to jump to Joey. Joey is this a little dog and a little cutie. No, I'm going to give a read with this. I already talked to her a little bit earlier, but what can she do for Joey? And that is, again, the dog will help you to represent how awkward you feel that you have to be startled and be in this lie and you can't trust your ability to help. Continue doing what you're doing. If the like saline solution to help soak the bum would help, if giving something internal to soften up the bowels. But what I'm getting at is he picked up the environment. So what I feel is that the dog was trying to save you in some form, and he felt the vibration, which the external was like a button. So the body then felt like it, because every part of us, humans and animals, all have, and we have all the codes and keys to have every kind of disease known to man, viruses, bacteria, cancers, all of those, but they don't have to be turned on unless the environment triggers you to take a response of an emotion, a thought, and put your energy somewhere that would cause you to go there. Okay? Feel a sense of relief. Okay? All right. So what's going to happen is that there's a part of you that creates a you from that particular thing that's been sitting in you, that psychic attack of energy, those emotion energies, made you feel that you couldn't trust yourself. Okay. So what does Joey mean? So Joey then comes in and he's like, it's okay. It's okay, Ma. It's okay. It's okay, Ma. And the environment that he's picking up, he's trying to absorb your fear, so that you will get out of that stage. And I says, what's the biggest thing? Because you said his bum was doing that. And is that, are you compelled to be neat? Everything has to be perfect, or everything has to be correct. It's not quite OCD, but you have to correct, you have to look, you have to see, you have to, they said, and then there's a particular part of that energy field that the dog was like going, oh my gosh, and it's trying to take the anxiety. Okay, so what can you do for the little doggy? You can, one, help the dog from being distressed by, let's see, you can do OMG on the dog. Okay, you can just sit there and you can stroke the energy. Now, the best way to stroke the energy is if you wanted to take, and you could do something like the emotion code from Bradley Nelson, and you and take your sheets of emotions, and then you can roll out the emotion. You can sit there and use OMG on the dog and feel your issue. Yeah, you called it OCD issue. Okay, so put your hand on, but then, and they'll help the dog. Another thing would be do some SP on the dog, and how you do it is like, let's find it for the dog, okay? So we're going to go back paw, right back paw, and they want you to massage that right back paw. Because their paws and their little ankles are so small, you just rub the whole thing. Okay, you rub the whole thing, you massage it, you push in and create a pulse, and then do that at least 10 times. And then, all right, so right side again, and then you'll go back paw one more time. Okay, make sure there's a break, because now I'm seeing something other than. Okay, once that's taken care of, back paw again, right? Because if you really want to hear, the first one was liver, gallbladder, and kidney. And because, like I said, the paws are so small, you're massaging that whole area. You can say liver and then rub 10 times or 12 times, and then say gallbladder, rub 12 times, and then say kidney, and then do it 12 times. And then at the end, you do both sides, back, front. You're going to do front, do both front paws. You're going to do the triple warmer. Again, you don't need to know the spots, just go ahead and rub all over. And in this case, because you notice on the back of your hand, maybe it is on the paw right in front. So you can intentionally maybe rub there more, but do both sides. You don't need a magnet on anything yet, because I just don't feel it. Okay. We got, again, now if you want to do, so as they're standing there, you can go behind if you really want to focus more on that. Both of them. And this is where you will need your magnet or your hand, so however you choose to do it. You can do this and then rub around in there 12 times, or do this and not the other side and do it. And then it should start kicking in the energy field to take care of the energies in the body of the dog, so the body then can start to repair itself and faster. Okay. um, and then for you, so the dog is that, so he's like, oh, that's an anxiety. Again, you're going to do some little left wrist second position deep, because you just feel like you don't have the power to help, but you do. You're an amazing woman. You can. Thor says, make sure after doing so you are very firm with the boundaries, as they may feel off and insecure. Yes, please listen to, because Thor, because she's a dog trainer, helps, so that could help. Thank you. She says, you're amazing, Brenda. I appreciate that. Um, Spirit is such an amazing thing, and when you allow yourself to let that energy flow through, it can help. Again, anybody new here that has not had a reading, we can go ahead and do that. And if you want to pay for a reading, it's $3 or 12 or 24. 24 is to come on. Well, who do we got today? We have Amy coming on. And then we have in the chat, the 12, we have another one besides Joey. We have April Lynn. And I don't know if she asked me. I know what she was going through. Did she want, are you here? Did she go to bed, Miss April Lynn? Because I know that, I don't think you, I will look. I will look. I will see if she, oh, she didn't specify. So I'm thinking, from what I can feel, it's similar. So we have Teresa P says, 2 $3 reads, one for me and one for April Lynn. Mine is, okay. So, Teresa P, do you want to you want me to add that to your video coming on? Because you got that free video coming on. I will add that to April Lynn. That was a very beautiful gift. That was a pay it forward to April Lynn. So I will go and add that, continued on that. So you have lower back pain. So TP, you got to decide. Do you want to come on, or do you just want a $3 one? Okay. I got to get to the right screen. Lost it. Sure. Okay. So that's what I'll do, is I'll bring it on there and I'll add it to that video aspect. So we'll have TP, and then Amy usually likes to be the anchor, so we will have that. Now, those of you that have won it, hang in there. I want to, since I don't see if April Lynn's on, I will wait for hers, and then I will jump right into the piffs that you guys had, and then we'll do that. Okay. All right, so the first person we're going to do is Joy, and I'm going to do from the continuation, unless, Thor, you can tell me something a little different. Hi, Crystal Allen, how you doing? So tell me something. Oh, you are here. I'm sorry. I didn't see you. Yeah, I know you've been waiting patiently because you paid right away. But anyways, let me know, Joy, Lucia, Rachel, and Thor, and Nicole, what you want to talk about. So Miss April Lynn, did you hear that you got a $3 piff from Teresa? So I'm going to add that on there. Is there anything you definitely want to talk about? Thank you, Thor. I will definitely be looking into that. And good job. Keep healing. Exactly, Emma. Spirit wands. Okay. All right. So what I'm hearing here is that I went into a space. So they're saying that you went into a certain space when you had heard the news. I said, are you still startled? No, they said that space was that, I have to let it play out, and I got to keep my 2 cents out of it. What do you mean? So what I'm hearing for the 2 cents, you can give me a comment if you want, but one of the things I'm hearing is that you feel that you have to keep your nose out of it on an ego sense. But at the spiritual sense, you also know that you don't want to take on this particular karma. It's like it's his thing about waking up. If that's what you think that's correct, let me know. Oh, thank you, Melody. Thank you for the coins. That's beautiful. I'll get to you in just a minute. So there's a little bit of impending that I want to say something. I want to help. I want to do something. I don't want to say correct, but it's, you can feel this old program that because you were with your ex, because you're an expertise more or less in this area. So something around age 23, you were sitting there and you felt incompatible. And now that you have this strength that's coming up inside of you, you don't want to have incompatibility with this relationship. And so they said that there's a part of you that has to learn how to curb your enthusiasm and not push it too quickly. So in this case, I said, what do you want her to do? And they go, well, it's hard to work with the energy pulls because as you're here with this frequency, and it's not about anybody's better than anybody, that's not what I'm saying, but it's about how this energy field sits here, okay, and how you are in one particular path going up and he's in this particular path going with you, right? Well, he's also in a different energy field, and so you're out of sync sometimes. But it's the energy pulls. Now you're really learning about social intelligence in a relationship. And with that, there's a part of you that's kind of getting, lack of a better word, and it's recalling when you were 23 an awkwardness, because apparently when you were 23 you had some major energy pulls and you didn't really have a voice at that time because you were just at the beginning stages of learning. I also feel like you want to save him some time by helping him see where you were and how you got where you are. And it's can you keep your mouth shut? I guess that's the thing. Does this make sense? Do you know where I'm going with this? That's very important. Because one of the things I see is that, yes, okay, there's a have to somewhere there. We know there's energy pulls and we know there's a have to. So when you begin to feel the energy pulls, they want you to go left wrist, second position, deep. When you begin to feel this, I forgot what the other one I said it was. It's a learned behavior, really? It's a learned loftiness. I have to do this. So it's a learned loftiness, and if you can remember what the second word I said, they said that we want you to look at the feeling nature of coercing. COERCING, whether it is doing to you or you have to do it to them. And LTD for energy pulls, yes. And I can't remember what the other thing I said. But anyways, they want you to do that. First define coercing, which way as the energy goes with that pull, and then you're going to do right wrist, second position, soft, because what happens is that you want to go into that particular old behavior of just separating yourself from spirit, wanting to go into being ego, and you want to, and they said this is a particular habit. Now, when you were with your ex, you're like you had to bite your tongue, even if you said something, doesn't matter. But he's completely different. But that energy you are meant to feel, the energy you're meant to feel from them is triggering a particular behavior. Now, I haven't seen your post yet. I'll have to look. That creates a sorrow in you that makes you want a response. So there's a certain sorrow. And I said, okay, so what, you want to address the sorrow? They go, yes, but she has to understand that that's an R2S because it's part of when it kicks into, I feel self-conscious, oh God, it's like everybody, you're exposed or you're vulnerable. Does that make sense? Did you want me to see what that was in tribal? I can take a second to find it if you want. Okay, so let me see real quick. And I do have a tribal thing for people if they do want to join, you can. This is deep healing for people, and you can participate in a certain way. And ooh, good. She shared an epiphany, and she shared her experience in witnessing, which is very good. Ooh, wow. Do you want me to share that out loud? Because that's actually cool. But it is your time. It's still so. And I lost my screen. Pooh, where'd it go? There it is. Oh, yes, please. Okay. Okay, so witnessing is important. So I totally agree that people need to do this in tribal so we can work as a team and learn things. Want to share, I am very proud of myself. Stressful weekend, I had a awareness of invading energy. So that's energy that's coming in, giving my power away, agreeing to it. And she did L2S for wiped out, called my name back, and many tools used points and rubbed. Awareness, I was in a program. Good job. Pulled myself out, went to the chiropractor. He witnessed again that my body was less stressed out than I had in the past. Yay. It is from those tools and nonstop since Friday when the stressful event happened. I'm so proud of myself. Thank you, Spirit. I have learned I have the ability to pull myself out of that hell loop program. Oh my God, that's so exciting. I can feel those feelings and have the awareness. I choose to rise. Yes. Thank you, Spirit, for Dr. Brenda Jean Power and teachings. Oh, you're welcome. Oh my God, that is an absolute beautiful. Um, because the more you become aware and the more you begin to see these parameters and differences, the more you will begin to rise. You will feel an incredible um, a sense of growth by integrating that spiritual human self. So good job. I love it. I love it. I love it. I so love it. So she's doing it again. Is that now she's getting to see a part of a program that would be automatic, but it's like it's part of a dark night of your soul, April, and it's an old pattern that's ready to come up. It's pushed up more to the surface. They said the brain has been marked, and the brain has been marked by an archetype. And I said, I was hoping they would just tell me. By a an archetype. So that means that so the archetype that comes up is servant. And one of the things that is that we have two attributes, one that we follow and one that we have to grow out of and grow into. So they said the shadow attribute was using the lack of money as an excuse in order to move forward with life. So it's like you're using something as an excuse so you didn't move forward. So that's what it's referring to. Not always about money, it's about energy. So and to understand servant, it is to delight in serving others with a free and loving heart. And so there's something there. And if I said, what is this? And I said, well, again, you explained everything about how she wants to respond, how to help, because she's been there, done that. And, how does she keep her mouth shut? And she wants to serve, but at the same time, she is see, this is where it's tricky, because the archetype says before you're holding yourself back, and it's like, no, you shouldn't do that. And then the light is you're supposed to give freely. Well, she's given freely, but she's also in a state where she has to let karma not have to come into play. So as you sow and you reap and you create this relationship, you don't need undue karma. It's his job. Now, if he comes and asks her, or if she keeps displaying, this is what my spirituality is doing, he may eventually ask her. Okay. And so that's what they're doing is that you're moving forward and through that. They are still quite strong of L2D and R2S to work on those two. Okay. Thank you so much for paying in, and so much, Teresa, for gifting as well. Thank you so much. But you'll get there, and you're starting to peel back another root, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. So we got that done. Now we're going to look at Joy in her cells. And, now this is, I'm just going to give a declaration. when it comes to our cells. Now, when it comes to having a physical issue, so Joy has a cancer in her body, and when you're measuring overall how the cells are doing, it's a, you know, like 10. I'm going to say 10 is a good number, okay. But her what she started off on was a 2, is now increased to a 5, which means she has her body is learning to hold more light. And in I'm going to look, and it says it doesn't is so she's just coming out of the decomposition stage, but her so her potential hydrogen is starting to feel different in the cells. So I feel like in a way she's moved a notch into the getting healthier, getting stronger. She's learning to reinvent herself. Keep going, keep going. That's what I want to say. They said what will help her move a little bit more is that the overwhelm that she puts towards herself to fulfill other people. Okay. So here it is. If you think about the pimp, and this is usually friends, families, it doesn't actually have to be a pimp. But when they think that they know your life better than you, and when they convince you to create a life that they think is perfect, and that what you need to do with yourself, your belongings, and everything is what they think is correct, and you are doing it for the greater good, you think, and they're telling you all these things, okay, then they're pimping their dream into your head. Now, you're waking up from this, but that archetype is that there's like, what age? Your 4-year-old self did not see it, didn't understand it, did not know it. Now, I feel like that is part of what's coming up. But it's like they created enough in with their tone and their environment to convince you and your cells to believe them. So what happens then is that you will start to fulfill their dream. So it's like if I put that idea in your head, you follow through, then see, I didn't influence you at all. So when you are so used to people doing that, because and I'm only, the reason I said 4 is it has to do with part of an imprint year. So when people talk, one, they're going to get you, like if you go to a church, you go into a big place where they're selling products, seminars, any of that, and they get the music going, and you're like, woo, woo, woo. You're going to create a trusting hormone that will make you trust more than you normally would. And you will then be persuaded by that trusting hormone and do things that they would highly suggest as a good dream for you. And it may not necessarily be aligned to what your soul wanted, but your soul says this is the experience you were told to go through. So the imprint year, being 4 years old, she would look at her family and believe them. Why wouldn't she, right? They, I want to do it because I love you. There could be reward and punishment. Love is a weapon. And you don't want them to take away their love, so you'll forget you and go and attach to them. So there's all of these different years. But imprinting is that, like, you take a baby chick, and baby chicks will imprint for the first thing that moves. So if you don't have the chicken around, and you have the track, let's say there's a robot, then the chick is going to think that that robot is mama. So sometimes we will imprint ourselves to those that say they love us, and then there's a whole lot of rules that go with it. So now as you age, you're going to change the way you think and grow out of it. This is why you are here, to unlearn the things you've learned. It doesn't necessarily mean anything. I'm not trying to blame the parents. It was just the way we grew. But now you have an opportunity to grow up even further. Okay? So what Joy is going to do is that she's going to learn how to rebuild her security within her. But it's like, well, I've known that that's the way I'm supposed to do it. And so there's going to be some conflict about her growth process, but it's okay. She can do this because if she feels that she doesn't have the power, now she can say it and walk her talk in a second, but when it's a live experience, will come to pass whether that program is going to tell her she has to follow through. Um, or she has to hide that part of herself and she has to act a certain way. So this is where she's either going to feel like she doesn't have power or she has power, but yet she doesn't do it for herself. She does it, it's for whatever reason. She needs to change these patterns. So she's going to take her left wrist, second position, deep. And I want her to keep hearing the influence about how, trust me, trust me, trust me. But she's going to do L2D and train herself to say, when they talk like this, they act like this, or they give me that energy, I'm going to look at it. And because she's holding to communicate with the innate wisdom and she's focusing on it, she's going to break down her relationship that's bound to how she's supposed to behave. So she's going to learn how to remove the imprint. She's going to learn how to see it. So what she wants to do is wake up. Still having quite a bit hand. Okay, I gotta catch up here real quick. Melody said PayPal. Nikki said, okay, I'll have to look at that. Nikki says, wow, did I experience the power of healing today? Shifted timelines. Ooh. Furnace went out on Monday during tribal, and after our private, I started working on my hand positions. Out of nowhere, the furnace kicked on and started working with no repair. I love when that happens because all that means it was just a filter. It's like when my thing that was broken, everybody computer-wise will tell you it's broken. It sat there for 4 years or 3 years. I thought, I'll get it fixed later. No, the darn thing is working. It's just because I healed something. You shifted something big. Good job. I still have quite a bit of hand positions to hold from our private yesterday, so I'm passing on a read today and sent $3 piffs. Oh my God, we have more piffies. Yay! And Melody, I take it you want to come on, babe, because the amount that you sent, if that's the case, great. So let me write down. I got to write these down. 1, 2, and 3. So we're going to be playing a game in just a moment. I got to get through these things. And there we go. Okay. Lost my screen. Lucia, what did you say you wanted? And Rachel, what did you say you wanted? Because I'm getting through them. I'm getting through them, people. So hopefully you're still here. And then Thor and Nicole Johnson. Good job. Got those. All right. So with Lucia, I feel like we're going to look at I'm just going to say it. Lucia, I feel like we got to, if you're here, what spirit wishes? Great. Okay. I'm looking at a spiritual issue that is actually affecting you emotionally, which causes you to take action. So there's something that creates a motivation in you. And I said, what, can you tell me about the story? They said, yes, these emotions, so there's 3 of them. Is this a, no, there's 3 emotions. And they are the story of distrust, anxiety, and helplessness. All right. I hope you write that down. Distrust, anxiety, and helplessness. Now, I asked if it was a psychic attack. They said no. But these 3 push you into an action that you have to become lofty. Now, lofty in any sense, maybe assertive, aggressive. Maybe you have to take charge. Maybe you have to... This was just, I think, has to do with another person. But it's a spiritual issue that is really, you're ready to actually, because it's creating it to keep repeating itself. So I said, with these 3, what do you want her, where would you like her to heal, or would you like more information? They said, notice that when these 3, distrust, anxiety, and helplessness kick in, it causes you to say, where did my happy go? And it becomes a repetitive story. I feel like with another person or people, I'm not sure, but it's like I can see the signature. This is like more of a signature that when that kicks in, And when that kicks in, there's a part of you that feels that you have to take action, causes you to go a little irrational, and they said, and a little lofty. Yes. Okay. Yes. Have you had it in the last 24 hours? Any of that? They said, however you see the filter, however you experience it with it live, they want you to begin to do R3S because you will use, there will be some type of tripping, meaning gaslighting or guilt tripping or shame tripping. But it's the language. They want you to find the flippant words that can feel like they're lofty, and because you have to take charge. You have to take charge. You have to take so that you're working on a frequency level, and it's about keeping them around the homestead. See, keeping around homestead is such a huge thing because what would you say or do so they wouldn't leave the house? What would you say or do? It's like the only example I can give you right now without teaching it would be or you can't do that, that's not the right thing to do, or so let's say when I went to leave Michigan, somebody said, you can't go, I'm sick, you can't go, I need you, you can't go, you can't do this because I so somebody, there's like a pull that somebody don't want you to leave, somebody don't want you to take and do the thing you want to do, but do the thing that makes them happy. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Now we have Rachel, and I don't know if she's still here, and we gotta see where she's at. Is she gone or is she here? She's here. Okay. For some reason I'm not seeing it. Oh, there she is. No, that's not it. Hi. Oh, here. Okay. Did you want my spirit just to choose? Because then I need Thor to tell me what she wants to address. Lucia says, I understand. Thank you, Brenda. Signature vibes from Father. Yes. Okay. Yes, definitely. Because that filter is ready to come off so that you can start to really get that business going. I think that's how it's related, just to let you know. What spirit it wants? Yeah, wonderful. And we're going to go over here. And for Rachel, I'm hearing there's a fanatical. Her? No, somebody in your space gets very fanatical. Look up the word fanatical. And they can act in. And when people act fanatical, then your body. This is your spiritual issue. All of a sudden, oh wow, you go into arrested development. I feel in the lumbar part of your spine, what happens is there's a certain amount of action that that takes place. So when you have this energy, you can feel this invading energy, this lofty energy, and all of a sudden it's like people put you into a dark night or a dark space. Okay, tell me if that makes sense. Because what I see here is that most of the time people will lie to convince you to change your behavior so that they're happy. And they lie and create an insecurity in you so that it's like you guess, second guess, doubt, and then you go, okay, yes, she says, I want you to do L1D because it on the fanatical. Now, when that makes you then fanatical, and I feel like it's time to address this particular thing where you do not have to have that feeling state, if that makes sense. So it's an energy that's fanatical, is that filled with excess or single-minded zeal. It so if we go, what does it feel like? To be fanatical about something, and devotion and enthusiasm of a fanatic goes beyond normal interest. It is intense and extreme and often unconditional, meaning it is probably continued. Oh, that was cute. Continued no matter what, even in spite of the evidence of it being wrong or dangerous. So there's just like they won't give it up or something. It has a It's like, I know that one. It feels it. I can feel it. I can feel it. Okay, so that's what you will do. You will look at that. Okay. Now we're going to address Thor, and then Nicole. Is she still here? And then we have Melanie, and then TP and Amy. Oh, I gotta do Miss Patty too. I have a friend named Frank who has no social media, but used OMG in a restaurant. And on my request, it helped. Could you give my read to him? I'll send it to him. Whatever spirit wants to know. All right. Well, usually it's a third party thing, but let me just check into connecting with this. Um, I'm not feeling that. I'm not going to read beyond without the permission. I'm not getting that permission. Okay, that's fine. So, okay, hold on, I gotta address this. Yes, no problem. I'm not getting that connection again. He gave it. Okay, so it's a different energy field, but somebody on the other side said, "Go ahead." And so it's like, all right. Anything particular? What happened in the restaurant? What's going on? All I can tell you in this case, what's happening is there's repressed blaming. Somebody blamed and he didn't know what to do with that feeling. And I feel like it's a repetitive thing. And so somehow it just constantly gets, I don't know what to do with it. I don't know how to cope. I don't know how to handle. I don't know how to deal. So there's a repression so that you can life makes sense again, so that you can move forward. And all I can feel is that sometimes it just feels incompatible of being able to be around certain people because you know that that is the only relationship is that people like to blame. So let's say he has a parent or somebody that constantly wants to blame. So all he's going to hear is the filter of blame. And then he's going to feeling that blame, and then what he sows, what he reaps, and then all of a sudden he's going to have situations where he's going to have to take the blame. Now, this makes him very muddled stability, meaning mentally and emotionally, it's like, ugh. So there's really no relief from what I can feel. Does this make sense? And it feels like no matter, because of that, I feel like he now has that filter. So let's say he goes out in public, it's just going to be invading. He goes here, it's just invading. He goes here, it's just invading. And that filter is not, it needs to come down. Does that make sense? That needs to come down. But you said to give to him later. So what I'm hearing now is he needs to really focus on blame. He really needs to focus on the blame because what come with it, he's got serious issues, is that somebody will use their bitterness of anger and disappointment, and then they're going to throw that at him. And when that they talk like that, they want to change his behavior before he can even step up and even know what's going on, or to change their behavior. Um, Gosh, I can feel the energy of somebody that wiped his aura out by, I'm just so disappointed in you. And the anger and it's like pure bitterness being thrown. So all I can tell you is that with him, if you can get him to just go, oh yes, I recognize it, oh whatever, take his left wrist, third position deep, and I want him to really think about, has anybody ever done that? If so, can he feel the words? Does it come at him as a semi truck? Can he feel the spit off him? Can he feel how it goes right through the heart? Does he feel like he just can't do anything and his aura disappears and he's just like numb? Or he can't believe that happened? Left wrist, third position deep. Okay? Hopefully that makes sense. Um, Okay. Because you may tell him to look and use the clock. You take his eyes to the left ear, check that, feel that. If it doesn't, it feels like a 10, fine, stay there for a few minutes, then move up the clock, check that position, check that position, check that position, and you just kind of feel it. And then he's going to go back and he's just going to keep looking. And when he keeps healing with the eyes of the clock, what will happen is he literally will start to unhook it from his sensory systems. Okay? All right, sounds good. Now, Nicole, did she stick around or did she disappear? Is Nicole here? And then I will get a link to Melody and Melody. Holy crap, I can't get your name out. That's all right, no big deal. It's all good. So, Melody, let me get the right direction, and hopefully Nicole will, I'll be able to see her. She might have left. All right. And oh, good. Somebody said I love clock healing. And Amy says I like it too. So thank you, Robin. Thank you, Amy. Not seeing Nicole. So I'll do Patty and then I'll check back and see if Nicole's here. Okay, well, that's all I can do. It's best I can do. All right, that's the best I can do. Miss Patty, you've been doing some self-reflecting on the identity. And you have been learning because something has been happening, you're like, fine, fine, fine. And it's kind of put you in this feeling it says inaccurate, in another word there, I can't see it, but never ending. It's like it just keeps fine, fine. And they said, pay attention to how you say fine. Pay attention to how you say fine. And they said what they want you to do is understand that you as soon as you say fine, you feel weak. It's that feeling of that you have to accept, and you feel weak. Fine, fine. And they said, I said, where would you like her to begin to start removing, building? Wow, that just restarted. Apparently, you're only allowed to be certain online for a certain amount of time. So you want you to restart yourself, Patty, Miss Patty. And I'm going to tell you that the best thing to do is face that weakness, is go left wrist, a third position, nice and deep, and feel that fine, but it's feel the weakness of that fine. Okay, feeling insecure, never ending, fine. It's that slight piece of fine. Okay, but it's a weakness. So L3D that. Okay. And now we are going to again, Nicole, I'm going to come back because I don't see you yet. And we're just going to go jump to the next person, which is Melody. Nicole will leave that open for you. So if anybody sees Nicole, you can tell her that she'll have to wait until I get done with the next person. Okay. I'm just going to get my... Oh, shoot. There you are. Oh, crap. There she is. Well, I'll start real quick. I don't think the girl's on just yet, but here's the thing. She says, I want to know if my diagnosis of CPTSD, a PTSD, or a BPD. You talk to your doctor, because here's the thing. I'm looking at the variables above your head, right? And you heard one thing and heard another. Now, I will tell you that things can change. Things can change. All I can tell you is that, yes, there is a form of trauma. Okay? Now, I'm not sure exactly why you need to know what exactly those are, because if you're here, you want to actually change your story and not be your story, because you don't want to be a woundologist. A woundology is keeping your story and letting the story tell you that you are the story. But the story of the trauma has everything to do with um, uh, ho-hum, boredom. Really? What the heck are you talking about? It has to do with how people use love as a weapon. Ugh. Okay, so you go, love as a weapon. You're so used to of conditional conditioning, being conditioned, that aggressive people seem, it's a habitual to have people be very aggressive to you. Your filters make everything super, so your nervous system needs you. And all I'm going to tell you is your nervous system makes everything stronger. And when you're going through the trauma, whatever which one those are, I want you to start doing right wrist third position deep. Right wrist third position deep. Because we got to get that nervous system, the circulation, all of it to begin to yep, hold on, Melody, 1 second. um you got R3D, okay? Did I say that right? No, yeah, R3D. Because your body wants to go into self-preservation, it wants to run, hide, and fight. It wants to curl up and die. It wants to just, it lives that emotion. And it goes right through that same experience over and over. And if you could have your 4-year-old self come up and go, hey, 4-year-old self, why don't you grab R3D at the same time as me? So you're seeing your adult self and your 4-year-old self, because there's a trauma that's part of the root is there. Hold them and then just sit there and measure, and then it'll start to come down. Okay? All right. So we're going to bring Melody in the room. Here she comes. Hello, darling. Let's get your mic on real quick. One more button. There you go. There you go. Hello, darling. Oh, you might have to find me and mute me because I can hear my feedback. So as soon as you take care. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to just measure, you know that you're in a certain state. So you'd say 10 or above, right? You're in that state that you're in. You do feel it more mental, emotional, or physical?
All of the above. In my body, in my soul, and in my
everything,
core, so.
everything. All right, so you're just going to follow along with me, darling. Notice the mindset is not, can't fight its way out of a paper bag, but we're going to help you. So again, as you measure, we're going to do this. We're going to go right wrist, go on the back there, and I want you to just push in and just start rubbing and breathe. Now you're going to need to breathe. As you push that back part in, so yep, that's you. I want you to just breathe. Because as you breathe through your nose, there is more things in your nose that help you fight off issues. Okay? So keep rubbing. I want you to go to the right leg. Go down in, follow your big toe all the way behind your ankle bone. And you'll need to use your magnet or your hand there, because that is really frozen. That means the fear has, got to you. So there's some fear there. Ooh, my right ear just changed a little. That's good.
That is really frozen.
Yeah. I mean, I'm feeling my spleen because you're constantly being attacked. I'm feeling this opening up a little bit more better. Okay. So we're going to go to the right wrist when you're done with that. And we're going to go on the front. You're going to use a magnet over here because this is the pericardium. This is like, it's like, oh! So it's frozen. And so the energy in your chest, the circulation, all of it is going into remembrance of when you were 5 years old, from what I can see. This is where that PTSD, that thing that wants to repeat itself, but what your body is saying, I don't like the aggression. I don't like the aggression. So now I'm hearing how the little girl is, I don't, and she can't talk, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. We're going to take care of that in just a moment. Now, make sure you nicely, deeply rub that, please. Get in there and hit that wonderful spot. Remember to breathe through your nose. Okay, so now we're looking at another trauma of when you were 11 years old. And this is deeply locked as well. So you're going to go down to both sides. I don't care which one you do, left or right. You are going to go and follow the pinky toe, which is the outside of the leg, and you're going to use your magnet right in front of the ankle bone where it's the squishy part. So you just use your magnet on this and then deeply rub. The gallbladder has a lot to do with when you feel like when you deeply, intensely feel their galledness, or when they're just like I was telling the last person, when they're throwing their bitterness at you and they're like, I'm disappointed, or um, and I feel that when you were little, you felt energy being thrown at you because you didn't behave to according to how they wanted you to behave. So I'm feeling this anger and this disappointment. It's a big word. Um, it's like you should have known better type thing. And okay, I don't know what side you're doing, but it's working. Um, and it's now the energy's moving to the point where I'm feeling something lifted, and I can feel like I got some kind of a crown or a cap or something on my head that's making me want to go, oh, I just want to check out, you know. Okay, so
Yes.
let me know when you're done with both sides. So what she's doing, she's using her magnet or her hand on both sides of the gallbladder point, and then she's going to deeply rub. What that does is it starts sending energy through the body, and what tool is this? It's called the source point. It is MWS, Medicine Woman Solutions source point. Um, oh, it's interesting because now all of a sudden it's like it's meant to confuse you, but my head just felt, nope, I've got a decision. It's clearing up so you don't have to be indecisive. You don't have to be in doubt. I mean, literally, I can feel this part of my face just opening up.
Because I was so dizzy that I was almost fainting. Like
Well, it would
before.
because of all the pressure that the energy of congestion, from what I can see. And I said, "Is there another PTS that's going on?" And they said, "Your 7-year-old, but we haven't gotten to that yet." Okay, no problem. We will get to it. Okay. If I hear the 11-year old says, I have to be indebted to them. It's like you have to be forced to be indebted to them. It's like you should be grateful. I got. It sounds like something my ex says. I found you were white trash. I got you out of there. I could put you back. You know, type of. Okay, so now I'm looking at a 7-year-old. We're going to go there. So the 7-year-old trauma, and you're going to have to come to that point in the middle there on either side, and you're going to have to use your magnet on the pericardium, and then you're going to rub those points. Now, this is like part of my face feels numb. And this is where it's like if you're not showing them you're timid, they'll come at you harder. Whew. Okay.
Yes.
Now, this is where they have, as soon as you get a certain place, they have the compulsion. They have the compulsion because your aura at this point sucks right almost inside the body. And so then their energy is going to match up, it's going to follow. But there will be this compulsion that the outside has to get really extremely lofty because these three trauma parts of you are saying, that's all I know, is that they have to be lofty. So it's you meeting your personality from those three experiences. So it's reaffirming that you're trauma, that you know what lofty is, and you have to know your place. And all I can tell you is How does your brain feel right now?
Um, I'm very shaky, so I feel like I'm losing control of my body.
Okay, so your mental and your emotional are better, but you're not sure about the.
It's better than what I had, and it was 10 times worse than what
Okay,
it is now.
right, right. And again, we are doing this. We're omitting certain information because I respect her. So you know, so she knows what she felt coming in. So she has changed. So now she's pointing and directing me to the physical because it's still extremely shaky. So her body is very much very vulnerable because all three of these traumas have kicked off, from what I can see. So we're going to ask the body, can we help to take care of this? They said yes. They said they want you to take, and right here, they want you to do the figure eight over your thymus. Just do it right over your thymus. Okay. Ooh. Uh, to the point where all of a sudden I'm forgetting what a figure eight looks like. Woo. Gotcha. All right. And then all of a sudden I want you to see like a 5-year old, 11-year old, and a 7-year old all doing figure eights over this part of their thymus. Now you're going to turn your hand outward like me. Turn it outward, and I want you to do this. And you're going to be putting figure eights in front of you, and him, them, there. Ooh, around your ears, whatever. But you're just going to, you can use both hands if you want. You can do it sideways, you can do it up and down. Just do it because right now we want her aura to come out of her body so that these three ages can calm down. There we go. All right. Ooh, my sinuses are a little different. Okay. Now, we want you to take and put your finger in your belly button and your forehead and just push in and lift up and smile. And just sit there for a moment because we got to get the aura, because the aura is coming out, but we also now have to create a shield around it so that the body does not have to take in. There we go. Let's keep going. Okay, keep it there a little longer for me. Okay. Now, the biggest theme out of all of it is rejection of you. So tell me how the body is. It still feel like it's shaking quite a bit? Because I can give you more tools if you need to. I just need to know where you're at.
I feel like here is like the most shaky part
Okay,
that I can't
that's fine.
calm.
That's fine. That's fine. Go back to your right. Go on the back. Use your magnet. We're going to be noticing and focusing intentionally right here. So you're going to do that, and then you're going to rub in 30 times. And then you're going to pause, and then you're going to rub another 30. Again, the intention is over the part that you feel that is shaky. Thank you, Spirit. Very good, very good. You're doing really well. It's interesting because now my right knee is acting funny as if I'm changing my direction of my destiny. So I don't have to keep being forced to walk the path of the past, which is a great sign. So now she's just doing the rubbing. So now that she's done that, she's going to take and do me a favor and turn your head this way. How far can you go? Okay.
Not far,
Now go and turn this way. How far?
not far.
Take your hands and you're going to just interlock, put your hands behind your head. Now just take your eyes and then look to your elbows and just stare at that one elbow. Don't keep, just stay one elbow at a time. Stay there, stay there. Start breathing, but keep looking at your elbow. And you have been in this state for a while, so just give yourself a few more minutes, and what will happen is a yawn will occur. Keep looking at your elbow, and when you feel the yawn coming on, there you go. Now you can take your eyeballs and look at your other elbow. Just keep breathing, keep looking, and just breathe. Thank you, Spirit. There you go. Now you take your hands down for me, and I want you to turn your head and see if you. Oh, much farther, much farther. Now I'm going to ask your body, is your body in parasympathetic? Yes, that's the rest and digest. Now go here and feel this. Do you feel it?
It's 50% lower
Okay,
than it was.
very good, very good. And the biggest thing is that the rejection of your voice, the rejection of your ideas, the rejection of with your choice to be more you. And I asked Spirit where it would be the best overall place for her to hold. They said R1D. Right wrist, first position deep. Push in nice and deep for me, R1D. And I want you to feel their aggression, their intimidation. They want you to feel timid. They want you to show. They that you have to be indebted, they want you broken. And I want you to feel how you have to reject who you are, what you want, and you have to display this to survive because they have no freaking clue of how mean they are. They have no freaking clue of how mean they are. Do you understand? So I want you to feel how your identity is that you're forced into the submissive state that you have to be here. And the more they keep rejecting, you're like, how do I solve this? And you did. You solved it by going into TPS, just being in trauma, to be in that. Because again, your body's saying, I'm supposed to be this for them. So they'll back off. If I show this, they'll back off. But with the situation you've been in, they haven't been backing off. And your body's like, I don't understand. I showed them what they wanted. Now, she's not intellectually going, I need to do this. No, the body's going, I know this. I can feel it. I can feel their energy. And the body goes into an automatic program because you don't know any other way to do it. So it's all about frequency and energy. Ooh. Start breathing. Feel the rejection. They reject your ideas. They reject you to the point where you feel like you're backing yourself in a hole. Breathe it through if you're starting to feel anything in your brain. Because all of a sudden I started to feel a little like a headache coming. The pressure.
What happens? I can't speak.
That's okay. It's okay. You don't have to. Notice that you're not able to. But I don't mind hearing your voice. But at the same time, just kind of breathe it through. You have a lot of pictures because I just saw him coming at you. Take your eyes, go up to the upper left, and I want you to rehash your latest situation, the latest live that you were in. Notice how your body completely jumps. Can you feel the direction of the energy of the person? Can you feel the intensity? Is it come at you like a butcher knife, a semi-truck? How does it come at you? Like a tree gonna fall on you? What?
Every time I have like these episodes and it comes to me, it's like I feel like I'm guilty of.
Okay.
I couldn't speak my, like I feel like I misinterpreted and everything went wrong and everything went southern and I feel like a mistake and then I feel like I'm not doing this right or.
Okay.
And then
that is all one R1D, and you took your hands down, put them back, and notice I can't behave the way I want. They are telling me that the way I'm behaving is wrong. They're giving me the impression that I've done something wrong. They're rejecting how I'm talking. Like you and I were talking, you're in a different mindset that I am in, so it sounds like I'm rejecting you, but I wasn't. I just said, you know, we're in different two, we're out of alignment, we're not quite in sync. But when you're talking to ego mindset or survival mindset people, there's a tendency to make you wrong. It's like, and in a conversation, old school of relationship is that they have to attack to be right. They have to keep saying it until it gets it in your head, young lady. You know, it's got to be, it's, and
But
you,
I'm not in that mindset right now because I am in PTSD survival all the
right, right,
time.
right, 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 right. And
So,
I asked, "Are you in it right now?" And they said, "You're coming out of it, and that's what you came here for. It was to get you out of it." So notice that even though you're saying when you're looking up, you feel guilty and all of this, it's part of the PTSD. That's what puts you there. Each one of these three that are going off is that they are rejecting, and you have told us how you get rejected. You had beautifully explained it that you get rejected, but as long as you show up in the feeling of how those emotions are supposed to make you look out there and go, what did I do wrong? Now that's self invalidation, so they can be right.
but I'm not clear on what I'm saying because I'm in this weird state in my
Then
life.
you know that the motion, emotion, the sensation, if it is, are you talking? Are you sitting? Are you numb? Are you this? Are you that? Okay, your talking is trying to protect you, but I want you to feel. Okay, when I was going through a PTSD and I said to somebody, "Look, I cannot have sex right now because I can't get out of this state." And I was quite numb but clear. I could not do what they were asking, but I was like in a blank state, but yet I knew. And I want you to feel that. I don't want you to go beyond. I just want you to, how you know you're there. Don't think anything else, but I want you to know how you know, but look to the upper left, and know how you know. Now, again, we have to take care of the sensory system. So, can you feel how you know what PTSD is? Stare at it. Is it a strong number?
5.
Okay, keep staring at it. Now you are then participating that you know that. You're going to remove, transcend, and let go and look to the lower right. Now I want you to feel. I want you to feel. As you look to the lower right, I want you to feel. How do you know that exact PTSD for you? I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, I'm right here. And when you see it, okay, give me a number.
That is a 10.
Now stare at it. Now notice that the body, it has these energies, these signatures, and all of these. Just know it and feel it. Remove, transcend, let go. Now look to the lower left. And I want you to now listen to what you're hearing when it comes to this, how you know you're in that state. Lower left. Look to the lower left and hear the dialogue, the thinking. And what number is it?
8.
Remove, transcend, and let go. We're going to go back up to the upper left. As you look at the upper left, I want you again to stare at it. And what number is it now?
4.
Very good. Acknowledging that it changed. Remove, transcend, and let go. Look down to the lower right.
3.
Very good. Remove, transcend, and let go. Go over and drop your eyes to the lower left.
1.
Very good, very good. As you begin to do that, I want you to remove, transcend, and let go and look to that upper left again. What number is it?
0.
Very good. How do you know you know? That's good. We're not done yet. Keep your hand there. Remove, transcend, and let go. Look to the lower right. What number do you have? Dropping your eyes in that position. What number do you have?
0.
Very good. And now I want you to look to the lower left, and what do you have?
0, 1, 1, 0.
All right, so what you're going to do for that one is remove, transcend, and let go. Look at your body. Where is it in the, is it in the coccyx, the tailbone area? I want you to feel that just for a moment. And then I want,
Here.
okay, right there. What I want you to do is grab your right wrist again, first position deep, and I want you then to take your eyes to the upper right and reconstruct the scene over and over. What did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? What did I go into the PTSD? How you know you feel it? I want you to know, is there any words? But reconstruct what happened. Reconstruct it. There you go. What number do you have?
0-ish.
Okay, 0-ish. Remove, transcend, let go. Look back down to the lower left. And what number is it now?
That is a 0.
All right, remove, transcend, let go. Go back up to the upper right. What do you have?
0, 1.
Okay, so take your hands down and just allow yourself, what were you before you came on, and is there any difference now that you've moved energy and began to look at your life differently?
95.87% different.
And you know this?
Yeah.
Okay.
My voice is better.
Good, good, good.
I'm not that shaky, and my shakiness is 99% gone. And
okay, very good, very good. So go ahead and put your finger in your belly button, your forehead, push in, lift up, smile. And I want you to feel how it's humming, how it's there you go, there you go. Now you know, very good. Take your hands down, take your fingers, and I want you to put in your ears, and I want you to ohm and bring the energy in this area or up, or wherever you feel like you want it. And you're going to go hum. You're going to go or hum. But I want you to move that energy up into your head. Now, she's doing it very quietly, but I could mute you.
No, but I'm doing it.
Okay, but you know, we need to really get that and then turn on that little signal in your head. But you feel better, yes?
Okay.
Because you're going to keep doing it until whatever throbs.
I will do it after.
Okay.
More.
So, thank you so much for caring about yourself, and thank you so much, dear. I love you, and thank you for the stars as well. Your name will go in the drawing is, and
no, can you everything that is like over, everything that is over that I whatever it's paid for, and coins. Can you please just for someone in the group or someone in the
I can do that. Yeah, I can do that. Sure, I can do that. Thank you so much for that as a PIF. We appreciate that very much. And I love the fact that she's back. She's back. Now, I'm used to seeing her energy, so you may not have seen it, but now she's got this glow of energy around her, and her it's not little anymore, but she has this light emerald body because she's a healer as well, is starting to flex its muscles. Okay? It's starting to flex its muscles. So I want you to sit down like Wonder Woman for a minute and go, yes. And I'm serious. So when you get off to this, done with this, stand as Wonder Woman, all right? And Amy says your color's back, and I agree. All right, I love you, babe. We'll talk to you later. Bye. So that is a good thing. That is an absolute good thing when you can witness and you can see the difference here. Okay, so now I'm going to go over and to oh, wait. There's a lot going on here. I got to get caught up. Give me a second. We have four piffs. So I'll need I will need another number moderator. I forgot even where I'm looking. So give me one more number, and we will take and play. We'll have four. So whoever's here, whoever wants to play. Thank you very much. Remember, this is your opportunity to play. You guess as many times as you want, and get to the right screen first, and then we can go from there. Gotcha. There we go. Couldn't have that screen on, but you had a lot of love that was coming towards you, and that is awesome. Okay, so we're going to have First one is 1 through 35. Guess as many times as you want. And I'm just waiting for my other moderator, and then we'll say go. Okay, and then I'm just going to say go. And go ahead. The first number, and we will see. Oh, good. Thor's playing. Excellent. Ah, Zale, good. Keep going. Keep going. And we will get that number. Wonderful. Ooh, yes, keep going. You guys can guess as many times as you want. Ah, stop, stop. Lucia, you've got it. Lucia, you've got it. Okay, the number was 4. The number is 4. We're going to hit next. And when we get done with saying next, then we will go on to the new number, and everybody, go ahead. The next number. The next number. And it's good to see, Sarah, Zale, come on, you can do this. And everybody start. There you go. Everybody's guessing. Everybody's guessing. Excellent. Keep going. How fast can your little fingers go? I'll let you know. You're getting close there. Keep going. Keep going. We have 2 more numbers after this. And Sunny, I don't think... there you go. Keep going, guys. Keep going. I didn't see it yet, and looking at 2 screens at once. Now that one's really boogieing. Keep going. It's like playing bingo, I swear. My eyeballs are going, which ones, which ones, which ones, which ones? Okay, so I'll put the number in my head now. 1 through 35. 1 through 35. I have not seen it on my... Stop! Thor got it. Thor got it. The number is 14. This number is 14. So now we have the next one. As soon as I hit next. Hit next. And waiting for my moderator to catch up with me, and we will say next. Okay, next number. I've got the next number. The next number. And yep, come up with new branch and numbers, people. You can do it. I really like seeing all those. There you go. There you go, Gamma. Come on, Sarah. Good. Let's go. What do we have? What do we have? What do we have? What do we have? Keep going, guys. Ah, there we go. The numbers are going. The numbers are going. Stop. 24. Emma. Emma. 24. We have 1 more left. 1 more left. As soon as I hit next, we got 1 more left. Catch up with my moderator as soon as the lag goes by. And we had, it's really good that Emma's won. So here we go. And here we hit next, and we'll get to the last number. The last number. The last number. Come on, come on. I know Sarah's in there. Come on, Zale. Come on. What do we have? What do we have? Ooh, so close. Ah, so close. Same as funny as I can see who's supposed to have it, but will they see? They got it. Zale got it. I knew it. I knew Zale was going to get it. I could feel it. The number was 34. The number was 34. Thank you so much for playing. So much for playing, Zale. Okay, you guys, give me a couple seconds. I will go through these, and then we will bring TP on. If TP begins to become ready. Did you want that on Facebook or TikTok? You felt it too? Yeah, I was like, oh my God, I know. But again, it's, I do my best to just I should see. I shouldn't look, should I? I just, whatever. All right, so Lucia, what is it you want to continue to talk about? Is there something a little bit different? How would you like to do this? Thor, tell me what you want. Emma, well, tell me what you want. And Zale, tell me what you want. You'll do it on Facebook. Excellent, Teresa, because get ready. We're going to be bringing you on in just a moment. And so Lucia, la 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 la. I'm still, I have, I okay. You're get, you, I'm gonna. You want it on money? Okay, I'm getting you that. What do you call it? Testimony. I'm getting you that testimony. Usually, I'm much quicker than that. The energy has shifted, Lucia. My ears, my body, everything just went really hot. They said that I'm supposed to give you a tarot read. Um, and that's usually not what I do, but hey, why not? I'm not going to read it. I'm just going to read off the numbers, and you're supposed to interpret it based on your knowledge. And that's what we're going to do. So they wanted about money. The first thing is that it's the 20, number 20. Will, wisdom, and the mind. The second one is the Oracle of Delphi. The Oracle of Delphi. And then that was a 1. So you have 21, and then, but that was in reverse. So you're not getting the wisdom on something, or the will, or the mind. So there's a charge somewhere. Number 1, like I said, is there, and 6 of Scrolls is in reverse. The 6 of Scrolls is in reverse. So if we look at this again about the money, then you have to get into the state of 22, the adsum. So what in this case, oh, well, all right, Spirit, we'll do this. So when, and I'm not really quick and fast with this. I'm used to my other deck, but so that's fine. It was in reverse. The first one happens to be in reverse, and so it was number 20, and it says that at this time your authority may be diminished, and there might be even a loss of position. So there is something that you're not stepping up to, or can you have, or you have, and you're coming down. It says you may feel like your talents, energies, and even higher guides are missing in some way. So in this case, if I said, "What do you mean?" Um, Nonetheless, the coat of arms flies high, sharing a message, however, the land you will stand, even in difficult times. So that's what I keep hearing what you're repeating. If I were going to ask a particular emotion about what it is, the wisdom that's hidden within this, and they said it's the relationship, they're talking about the relationship, and they said if you could pay attention to how um, there's a particular personality that you're carrying that's about with people and their arrogance. So you must have a charge on that. I said if you wanted to heal something, they said a little bit of L2D so you can get rid of that mask so that you can come more forward with your authentic self in a more stronger way when it comes to the idea with money. Now that doesn't mean she hasn't been in her authentic self. So don't be sitting there judging her. That's not what I said. So the Oracle of Delphi in this position is that when you see this card, you're in a time of great insight and psychic powers. So she's learning how to heal that stuff. She's going to get the return of her ability to be much stronger for her. It says you may not recognize that next layer of your psychic, but it lies very close to your consciousness. And you're ready to, I think, once you heal that shit, that is going to come forward and you're going to be able to rise. They did say that with the 6 of Scrolls, because it is in reverse, they're referring to the space of time before you make money. It is about being able to think. And there's no need to hurry. They said if you're worrying or fearful or any of this, that is what to which you are meant to heal, and that is also L2D because you're believing in lack, scarcity, and but it's not yours. It happens to be, and it could be your partner's, or it could be your past, or what we had talked about earlier. They want you to do a little 22, which is called adsum. ADSUM. In this case, what they want you to do is, it has many meanings, but it affirms your own strength and the focus in the present. You can use it as a command word, adsum, whenever you find yourself distracted from what's at hand. So let's say the money at hand. So adsum, I am here, and feel yourself attend to the situation or person before you. So without, when you feel the space, you're going to go add some I am here, and you're going to learn, just like bringing yourself in the fixed state, to allow yourself to be um, to get back into that alignment to which you seek. That was for Lucia. Now Thor, I'm not seeing, is Thor here? April. Hmm. So I'll wait for Thor. I'm gonna slide over, and I'm gonna see, did Emma or Zale say? Oh, there's Thor. I'd love to know through Fleshy Son, John, if his daughter Sierra is still listening to Jacob, and basically how she's doing. I haven't talked with her in a year. If you can't, then whatever. Okay, so you're welcome, Chia. So all I can tell you is that's like a third party question, but I'll say, what can you ask? What can I know about this situation? And they said, again, it's very important to, okay, this is not something I normally do. Um, but because it is designed to do this, we're going to talk about something about this. You said, is daughter Sarah still listening to Jacob? And the thing is that it is about how she's attracting that in, and has no choice based on a program she hasn't healed yet. So I'm assuming that would be a yes, because of this thing. But what they want you to understand is that she can't get her wishes fulfilled just yet, because she keeps repeating a particular program. That's what I pulled. And then it was, there's this communication process that says, keep it around the homestead. You can't go just yet because of, you can't do that just yet because of, so somebody else has this control. Okay. And so I'm hearing yes. Okay. But what I'm hearing though is that she's not able to break away into doing what she needs to do, or, and that is, whatever it is, she's repeating. And even if she's listening to them, is it going in? Not really, because again, the issue is about repeating. She can't get her wishes fulfilled because she's in a program. And just like when you're talking and giving advice to somebody, they can't. So the question is that, can you come in and help? They said that, well, you have very strong energy, like lofty energy. You have very strong energy. Now I'm going to ask, is this her language to which she knows? Not you, but her. And they said no. She's really in a particular program, from what I can hear, just because she's in a growth process. So you could go ahead and do it, and however you choose to do it, or you may not choose to do it. But the thing is, she's got a extended stay to whatever it is she's doing. Now, she may have growth on some things, meaning she may put mask on, but the root's still there. That I can give you. So Emma wants to talk about her sore neck. Emma wants to talk about her sore neck. Now, Emma, what I'm hearing about your sore neck is that you have breaking free from a pattern that said you have to have a learned helplessness. Hi, Catherine. And you were like, I don't want to listen to them anymore. So you're a very young girl that's actually has already decided to soul wake up, and you can feel the energy pulls of the tug of war. What I'm hearing is that there's so much invading energy in your space, and you haven't quite, it's like standing up to your parents, standing up to people, standing up to them. And here's the thing that's happening is that you haven't learned self-esteem. You haven't learned how to feel secure. You're learning through boldness, but the energy that you got when you were conditioned to seem that you were helpless, or in the habit that you have to be this. And they said it's the insecurity that they see, so they keep thinking they need to say and do and be, and you're like, no. So you're breaking free from not just a particular program, but several. They said if you started to do R3D, and how one, you're insecure of really being bold, two, how they're so damn bold, and People are cunning and violent. Yes. So I would say right wrist, third position, deep. Okay. That's what I would say, because you got to stop believing that insecurity. You got to stop believing that you don't know how, and you just turn to spirit and say, "Okay, thank you for showing me how." And you have been doing so. Again, the more we strip down these energies that say we are supposed to do this, and be that, we take those out. The wisdom that's on the charge will come up to you so that you can be different than where you were before. Okay, see, you're listening, and so you're learning to have more security with that. Again, the mindset is very, very important. Zale, are you here? How can I make them stop interfering? Change your inner program, like I just told you. That vibration, I believe they do this. It's a filter, it's what they're looking at. Ah! Well, if you're changing how you totally believe it, then the inner completely changes and then goes out and it forces them to show up differently. What does spirit want me to know? Okay, Zale. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know why those words want to come out, but I do hear them. And one of the things I hear is that you're in between things, because I've got nothing on my desk and they're saying, oh, you can't go either way. So I feel like you're in between something. You're in between. You're in between. And they said, as you begin to do this, there'll be a part of you that has learned how to listen with the response of being suspicious. Oh, I know what you're doing. Oh, suspicious with assumptions. This pattern that's come up, that you have every right to feel like you have suspicions with assumptions, but you keep attracting that in, and you keep attracting particular people that are just ego. And so you have every right to some degree to feel suspicious of them, because they play energy games, and you're like, where can I meet people that don't do this? And that is, you have to become the one so that you can attract that. Trust me, I know. And so there will be nights they're showing me that when you like a cap on, I don't know if you wear a cap or not, but it's like in your cap, you keep it over your eyes just right. There's a part of you that keeps seeking out and seeing how you see people, like your parents' behavior in people. Okay, I feel that there's a part of you that has said, okay, if I'm going to do this, I have to distrust everyone. So I would say inside of you that you heal how that pain, because your nerves are saying, oh my God, I can't stand being in the position. So you must have a gender that says, you need to stand up, you need to fight, you need to, yeah, okay. So it's like you have to. And there's a party, it's like, why? Why? Who in the hell said I have to? But then you feel it, and it's hormones, from what I can tell. And they said that to help you, is they're really looking at what happened to you at 9, and you just went, oh my God, and whatever it did, it scared you enough that caused you. I says, where would you like them to address it, get rid of it, to change it? It's the compulsion to feel like I just can't tolerate, or they can't tolerate me. And I said, well, okay, fine. And they said, a little, because it's about grief. It's about right wrist, first position, deep. Okay, right wrist, first position, pushing deep. And just kind of look around. Oh, I lost my voice on it. You're losing your voice on that particular growth. Okay, does that make sense? Did I miss a koala? I did. 7 times I missed a koala. Thank you for the coins. Okay, now I'm going to go over and give Teresa. Not later. I'm going to look up in a second, but I'm going to start it. So one of the things I'm looking at has to do with sometimes you feel completely empty and there's nothing left in your tank, but yet you force yourself to get up to do things. Does that sound about right? It's some habit that you watched somebody in your family, like maybe your mom or somebody, do that. And it's an energy to what you know. It's like before you can do anything, you have to be empty. And your mind is always, so like all of a sudden you get up and you feel a certain way, oh, that's empty. How you doing, friend? It's empty. Or you're going to do something and you don't fulfilled. I feel empty. And they said that you can be doing something, but you'll label everything almost as empty when everything is not actually just that one emotion. And I said, well, where would you like her to work with getting rid of that empty feeling? Well, they said, just to give you a little backstory, it's how you were taught that you had to stay around home. You couldn't go out, you couldn't do this, you couldn't move on, you couldn't. So you feel empty. It was one of your go-tos. So were you told that you had to babysit and you couldn't go out, or you can't do that because that's not what we do, or you can't go to dances, or you can't. Do you hear? Then you would feel empty. If that makes sense to you, notice the connections. Notice the words. Notice the I have to follow, but it's that empty, and you applied it in your adult life. So as soon as I hear you say, no, I don't resonate, or yes, I resonate, I'll give you a point. Because it is important that we get on the right page together, and I'm not just, I don't want to convince you. I want you to know yourself, and that is the thing your soul wants to address. No, I don't. So no, you don't know what, but you know what empty feels like? Because the reason they were bringing it up is because there was a way that people communicated with you so that you didn't do something, or I can't do something. So do you have a belief that I can't do something because they won't let me, or because this emptiness is strong. However it is, I want you to go right wrist, because it's the same shit, different day. First position. Place your thumb nice and soft, not deep. Make the letter C. Wrap these around safety, security, stability. And then place your heel of your palm here and let the fingers drop and sit there. And I want you to measure emptiness. I want you to notice that that becomes part of your identity every day. I want you to feel it. I want you to know how you know. I want you to keep your hand there. I want you to just like, oh, there it is. Oh, and then stay there and let the body do the work for you. And then when you go back to measure, you'll start noticing maybe a 10 has gone down to an 8. And then you stay there a little longer. It's going to go down to a 6. Go a little longer. You want it to be 0. Because you want to get that energy out of that space. You want your life force to come back, and you want to be able to change your inner world so that you don't have to really apply it in the strategy of life. Okay? Hopefully that makes sense for you. Oh, I thought I sent it. No, you did not send it. Silly girl. Cancel, clear, delete. I'm an awesome person. No need to insult myself just because it sounds funny. Bad habit, people. Bad habit. There you go. We're going to bring Teresa in the room, and what she did was that she shares and shares and shares and shares to different groups on Facebook and even on TikTok. And so her name got in a drawing for March or February. And so her name came up. You're healing and you're drained. Now, see, if you would have, okay, you need to understand. You can rewatch this on Facebook, yes. A healer never has to be drained. But if you're healing, and is there a belief system that says you have to be drained, or that I don't want to do this job anymore, or that's how I associate and have a file system, there's something you got to change. So something in the past is causing you to be this state right now. It needs to, because I can do this for hours. The only thing I ended up is hungry. And I need to stretch. Hi, darling. How are you?
Hello. I'm wonderful.
Okay. Now, what we're going to help you do, okay?
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
Well, the $3 one there for the lower back on the right.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Now it's on the right.
Oh.
I did point, and it actually helped, but there's still some there, whatever it is.
Okay, so we're going to dig deeper for you. So the first thing I'm looking at is that in the sacral So you got the coccyx and the sacral, so it's that little triangle piece that's in your tailbone. I'm looking over on at an SI joint, and in the sacroiliac joint, you're worried about money, and the money
Yeah.
issue has to do with I'm so bored with worrying about money. But when you
Yeah.
start to build who you are to receive money, your ego comes in the way and go, oh, I can't take money. So you don't know how to have a relationship with money except for you feel a little shy. Is that about right?
That is right, but I just want to add that one of our beautiful tribe members is actually helping with that to receive who were the nuns. So
Good, good,
I
good.
still have some like
That's what
that
we're
are
looking at.
me because of the normally not getting, you know what I mean?
Right.
But always giving. So when
But you
somebody
have a
comes in return, I'm like, how do you accept? I'm like, I don't know how to react.
Right, right.
It's like,
Okay, so you don't know how to react is R1S. We're gonna
okay.
just put that down. But what I want you to begin to understand, which I lost. Oh, there it is that you have a disbelief. Why would somebody pay me? Because the R1S says, oh, well, you can't go out there. I got to keep them around the homestead. You need it here. Well, nobody's going to pay you
Yeah.
if you're like that. You know, there's always some type of belief system there from your childhood, but you were like a disbelief. Me? Why would any? Because you don't know how to believe in yourself
Right.
yet. Because when you were little,
Like
nobody
is
believed in
belief,
you.
but yet there is disbelief. That makes sense, right? Because I
Mhm.
do believe in myself, but yet there is that disbelief
Right,
from
because
being told like you're not good enough. What do you just like my whole childhood? But yet I believe in myself. So it's like a what's that thing?
conflict.
That pulling.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's an
that,
oxymoron,
like
but it's
there's the rope and then one's pulling one way, one's pulling the other. I'm like,
exactly. So you've developed skills and you've gotten into that beautiful direction. But the only problem is now is that the two halves are not talking to each other because they're like, I have an identity of my own. No, I have an identity of my own. You got, and this is called separation. We want to create an integration. So you're going to start to do L2S because it's like you have to go back to your child part where nobody believed in you and you disbelieved that in yourself because you thought what they said was right.
Right. Yep.
And that's super, super, super ass strong. And all I can tell you is that because of what you were taught, so we're going to go on to that a little bit further into that back, is that you have this petrification that so did your parents ever display that they were petrified about the world out there, that I can't make money or I can't do this or I can't?
Yeah.
Okay. You identified with that very strongly when you were about 4 months old. So their energy field. And I said, is how many emotions did they feel at once at the same? So you have two emotions that you felt at once about that, which creates a petrified. So I'm going to look for the first. You're going to write down psychic attack. And the first word you're going to put down is hysterical. And the second one is startled. And then I hear a belief. I can't do it. Because of the fear out there of the unknown is so strong. Okay. So now I gave you these words. So you're going to say psychic attack. You're going to say, what's the first I told you to write down?
Hysterical.
And the second?
Startled.
And then you're going to take that.
Belief.
Yeah, you can pull in that belief. And you can take those if you want. Put that on your chest if you choose to. Take your hand or your magnet, whichever you have. And you're going to start at the forehead. And you're going to say those words. And go to the back of your neck. Lift off. And you're going to bring it back to the front. And you're going to do this 10 times. Can you do that right now?
Sure. So I say psychic attack, hysterical, and startled at the same time.
Yep, you go psychic attack, startled, hysterical. Oh my God, there's that belief, which I can't remember what it is now, but you got it written down. And then you
can't do it.
Yeah, and then you just go and I can't do, psychic attack, I can't do it. And then, like again, by the time you get to the second or third, you may not be able to get
I'm feeling I can't do it because my brothers are being brought up. Because it's like, well, they're okay in life.
Very good, very good.
The issues,
very good. Good. Now do it again. Keep going. And then by the time you get to that 10th one, you're going to be in a little bit more harmony where you can say all those without having to pause or skip. You'll get there. So now while she's doing that, I'm just going to say, Glitter, you have you need to do figure eights, you know, in your body and in your system. You're going to need to do a hookup and or zip up to expand the aura, but you need to do Celtic wave, connecting heaven and earth, peanut butter, because you need to kick those energies out. Your body has recognized everybody that you've ever worked on, and your body is creating. So as soon as you get into that healing position of wherever you are, your immune system immediately begins to make chemical peptides to be like their body. So you're going to have to learn to say my name, like my name is Brenda Jane Power. I am 55. And then you take and you start at the forehead and you're going back. I am Brenda Jane Power. I am 55. Come back into your fixed state of now. And what happens when you begin to separate those energies and break the cords, you can be you, and your body can take out those emotions one at a time. And then you'll be a better healer, because then you'll be able to rise. There, she is finished, right? I can feel that.
You know what my body said?
No, tell me.
My body said out loudly as I was finishing the last one, I was like, F that. I'm like, all right.
Okay, great.
So I was reading the I can't do it. That's when my body said, F that. I'm like, okay,
exactly.
Body.
Okay, so I'm watching a memory. The memory came up about 3 years old, and it says, I have a fear. I am fear. I'm fearful. I fear. And so you have a habit now that you have to fear everything first before you approach it. And I don't feel like that's yours either.
Okay.
But it was so strong with you because it was a broadcast from some family member. So
holy crap.
What's that?
When you said fear, it's like my childhood just like flashed in front of me when you said it's not mine, of like how fearful I was of like everything, just not like the normal dark thing, but like the money. I mean, anything and everything, because my parents are always worried about money, fighting with each other, worried about this and that.
There you go. There you go.
Now I picked up all that shit.
Take your R1S, right wrist, third position, put it in there nice and soft, and I want you to just allow yourself to feel their worry and how you believe that that's who you were supposed to be, and you're supposed to worry with them, and that's supposed to help. Right. So just sit there with me for a few minutes, okay?
And see how like one person, say like myself, will take on all that, but my brothers were just like, whatever.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Because like, your heart opened up to more empathy, and you're more of a sensitive, which everybody comes in with a different set. We all have them, but if you are not meant to learn them in this life or at that particular age, you won't. But you had, because you had opened up and said, I have a purpose in this life.
That's right, because I'm amazing.
You are. You are totally amazing.
You know what? I'm still holding us talking. I had deja vu like right before I came on. Excuse me. Because I thought I had seen another new person, so I went to look, and when I looked, their profile picture, I seen a deja vu, and then you started saying, in the reading, you started saying how you have to fight to get up. I'm like, oh my God, I heard that too. So I had total deja vu. I'm not sure what that's about. If it means I was supposed to get the reading, I don't know. But I was like, whoa.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You're in a line, whether you're in that timeline or you're in that energy field to hear it. You're developing you. So again, what are you supposed to be focusing on?
I'm doing the R3S for fear that is not mine.
Right, because you're addicted to the fear of worry, because you're addicted to thinking you have to be that. Every time you go into worry, it's just to memorize how you memorized yourself, but it's really not yours. Because you've learned from way after your mom died that I don't have to be in worry. I can provide and I can create things to happen. At least that's the wisdom I saw you have before you.
Excuse me. Yeah.
There you go.
Well, I'm reading Nikki's thing about the furnace, how it works. and stuff and switching timelines because like the sentiment power electric bills have gone up like 40% last year and then this year. So I'm like, oh my goodness. So I'm like, I'm switching timelines so that
Yes,
my bill goes down.
absolutely.
I was like, thanks, Nikki. Like,
See, some people don't understand timelines, but the thing is that the more you have a catalog of life, whether it's good or bad, and if you focus on the bad, you're going to align to thinking that's your life. But if you change and heal emotions or change and bring in new information, you can have a catalog of life for somebody that can go, oh, I want that. It's not that you're going to become them, it's just that it's an opportunity you never thought of. And then just like she just explained about Nikki and Nikki's story. And so now she's like, you know what? I'm going to line up to something greater than the environment that's in my space at this moment.
100%.
Yeah. So I feel, see, now this you may have to do on your own because every freaking time that you do this, your body wants to, you need to teach how it to self-soothe. So you'll have to notice, boom, I'm worrying. Oh, well on, little R3S. Yep, I'm seeing that they worry. Do I actually have to mimic this? It's my mom. Now I'm going to ask the question because your parents are not here. Are you okay to let go of the worry? Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me tell you why I heard
Okay.
no.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to, but no. Remember that conflict thing we were working on in the beginning? The no is that how am I going to know how to be? Is you little self whines, but you're like, yeah, but if I let it go, I have to admit they're dead. Even further. But you already know you can talk to them when they're dead.
Right? I can.
Right.
That's the beautiful thing.
So it's that.
Right.
And so it's that little girl. And so I would have you call upon your 4-month-old and your 4-year-old. Any other numbers? Okay. And I want you to imagine that they're holding R3S as well. So all three do a healing. Now, the pain in your back, do you have it right now?
I'm sitting, so I can't, but just a little bit. It just feels a little bit maybe tight or sore.
That's fine. I want you to focus on the SI. You know, do you know where the SI joints are?
SI, that is, I can't.
The sacroiliac, the joints of where it puts your hips, the way your legs move, and that. So just remember in the back.
My hip? Oh no, I don't.
Just go to your back pain. That's all I want you to focus is on that area. Don't worry about where it's at. Just know that this is what you're going to do. So you're going to think about that pain just for a moment. You're going to measure that pain. And you said it's not that strong. Maybe when it's I move. But the point is the energy is still stagnant. And the lymphatic energy is still congested. What we're going to do is, and we're going to use SP to be able to help start moving energy in that area. So we're one, intention, looking at that area. I said, they said, they want you to go to the right side on the back where the thyroid is. They want you to use a magnet on that, 24 times, 12 on each side. And then they said, rub it. But again, keep thinking of your sore spot.
Now, where my floors are just in different rooms, they're a little bit worse and other rooms not as much slanted. Like it's not hugely noticeable, but I can tell it's noticeable. Right. So is that going to continue with the back, or is that just adding to when a thing pops up?
Well, here's the thing. Your body and your feet and your joints are all supposed to be able to weeble and wobble without falling down. They're supposed to be more flexible, but because you can feel them is because you have congestion. The lymphatic doesn't have a pump unless you move. Or you move it and massage or do something, but the lymphatic system's saying, blah, blah, blah. Then you have emotions that are stuck there and vibrating in that condition. So when you are starting to move the congestion, move the energy, your body will learn how to walk without having the floor mess with you. So when I go for the walk, I can be in different surfaces, and I'm getting better and better at it because I'm moving the fluids and helping the lymphatics release the congestion. So you can blame the floor, or you can say, wait a minute, I'm going to heal this shit, so that doesn't matter what I walk on, I'm good.
That's what I was thinking. It might add a little bit when my back actually has stuff going on in it, emotional-wise. But it usually doesn't bother me at all. That's why I wasn't sure.
All right, so have you gone to the chiropractor before?
Yeah, years ago.
Okay, did they ever say you had a pelvic tilt?
I don't know. Remember the pelvic tilt? I do have the what do you call that when you got like the back curve, the or like an S, just slightly.
A
I don't know if
slight
that affects.
scoliosis?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Well, what I'm looking at is I also feel like your hip socket,
Mm-hmm.
your pelvis needs to get popped, which means
Okay.
if you could take and sit down and put a pillow or something in between your knees, and so
Mm-hmm.
when you put pressure this way, so you sit down, you put your feet on the floor, and you put again, this is for entertainment purposes only. She can go talk to her chiropractor or a physician. This is just for a suggestion. What I do for me personally, because I used to have it, I don't have it anymore, but my hip was always out and slightly up and out because I have a scoliosis. But again, I'm not sure if I still have that. But what I used to do for me personally was take like a medicine ball or something hard and put it between my knees. And then I would take and I would use my hip flexors to squeeze in. And as I would squeeze in, it would pop back into place. So I made sure that I started to notice when it was out, I would stop, pop it back in. And I'd retrain my body to pop it back in. And now I have not had it out for quite a few months. And the funny part, it's always my right side. Well, now I have something going on my left side, and I think it's because my body has been overcompensating for so long. Now it's doing its best to correct itself. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So when you, and if you talk to your physician and take this advice, whatever it is you want to do, but it's still your decision, become aware. Because I'm looking at how, do you have a roller that you can roll on with your back?
No.
Okay.
What's that about?
Uh,
I have a crystal ball, but I don't think
no,
I
I don't have it here, but what it is a foam roller. It's about this wide and it's about
Oh,
this
yeah.
long. And then I roll my back onto it so I can move the fascia, the fluids, and to relax the nerves and the muscles. So you may want to see, yeah, Zale says the roller
Like
is nice.
some tennis balls or something can work.
You can, but a roller is significantly different because but you can, if you want to, you can use a tennis ball. But that is for more of a fascia thing. And when you use a roller, what else can they use besides a roller that because if you have no money, what could you use? I was thinking maybe a towel, but that might be too flat.
I'm thinking like roll a pillow up and then
if you
let's
say you have something that's hard inside of it that you could, because it's got to roll with you, or even if it's not rolling, noodle for pool. I wonder if that's too small. That might actually work. You could use that and wrap around it. And the thing is even if you didn't roll, you could lay on it and then move your body. But if you lay on it, you can just learn to breathe until your body relaxes into it, so that it creates a stretch. So there's a little things you can do. Thanks for that advice. But yeah, maybe Google, you don't have a foam roller, what can you use? But your body's asking for that. Now, so make sure you start doing R3S because it's important that you learn how to self-soothe. So that part. Now, tell me, is that number, what do you have down in there?
For my RCS?
Do you have a pain in there right now?
Oh, I think the back, yeah, so little.
Okay, that's why I said I feel like it's out. That's why yeah. And I said, could you use any more source point? They said you unlocked it. That's good. They said towards yourself, you're always being so passive. Oh, it's okay. You don't need to do it. It's like you talk yourself out of doing things.
Right.
Okay.
I do.
And so the will that's in there, that bladder meridian that goes through that, is saying it's so passive that it can't really hold that in place, the muscles and things.
Okay.
So they're still saying go back to R3S and stop believing in your fear.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Thank you for coming on and sharing and doing all that. You also had a did we? I don't remember. You got extra time anyway.
That's right. See, I did. So we're
All right.
good.
I love you, hun. All right. Thank you
All
so
right.
much for
Thank
all
you.
your
Love
help.
you
All
too.
right, bye.
All right. Bye bye.
Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and get the link to go talk to Amy. I believe that's who we have on our list. And she will be the last for tonight. And there we go. There we go. So, glitter, I have to read what Glitterfly said. So, anyway. Assisted me. Da, 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 da. Not ears. Okay. Okay, so here comes Amy. Amy. Remember, I'm here as this is a show to help people understand about how to create a new model of themselves, a new model of the world. And she is wearing purple. And we almost look like Halloween together.
Hey, why not?
All right, how you doing?
Cody's putting on an orange shirt, and I'm like, nah.
Yeah, how you doing, Perky?
I'm good.
Gonna have to have a new name for you. I had a good one before. Your name was Amy, but I'm just saying you're always coming in with a predicate, so you're like Perky Amy, happy Amy, joyful Amy. So that's always a good thing. All right, how do you want me to help?
I'm excited. I'm excited.
Excellent. Now you again, this is your time. You can talk about whatever you want to talk about, or I can help you with whatever.
Dig in.
All right. Okay, I heard the word Moses, and then I heard Mary had a little lamb. I'm like, yeah, those two don't sound like they're.
The Johnny Appleseed song has been going through my head again.
Okay, that's what we're supposed to spark. Gotcha. So, what seeds are you planting?
So it's changed from being grateful for them taking care of me to me taking care of me.
Yes. Is that what you want to know with Johnny Appleseed? Yes. Is there anything more? Sure. You're balancing your karma, and you're really going to have to pay attention to when you drop, because you said, oh, I want this destination because you're past switch. That means you're going to be going, oh, this is open, close it. Hey, this is open, close it. Instead, you may not be aware that the soul is presenting it, and you may follow it with ego. And you're like, dang it. So you don't want to keep repeating karma. So it's going to come up and it's going to say, take care of it. They're going to want you to catch yourself faster and faster and faster. Do you understand?
Oh, like last night on my show.
Yeah, because you said, I want this goal here. I want to heal all the shit that's in my way. Spirit says, okay, ready, set, go. Heal the shit. And then see how fast you can go, ooh, no, I'm going to pass this test. Okay. Now, you had a particular healing and a reading, and we know that you planted, I don't want to say planting the seed. You knew, your spirit told you what you needed to look and address, and it even told you that you would have to eventually divorce. So that was kind of funny. But I'm going to ask, what is it that you want her to do right now? And they said that it's about, it's a chess game. I'll say, what do you mean by a chess game? And, oh, there goes my pendulum. Well, apparently I didn't want that. It's the way you talk to yourself. Why did I need to say I didn't want that? It was what? Not being spiritually.
Right, and you didn't want to bend over and pick it up right now.
Yeah, because and so we have to just do flippant speaking. The question is why do you need to? Okay, and
don't need to. It's habit.
Very good. So it says that it's time for you to take an emotional or even an actual step back. So now you are meant to step back spiritually. Okay. What is Amy doing? What it needs to be done? Get her ducks in the row. Okay, so you're supposed to take a step back, and the more you get involved in the stronger you will hold your position. The more you get involved, the stronger you hold the position. So step back from what, as I'm curious. The people around you are serving their own agenda. Try to detach. Okay, so it agrees with what I'm talking about. And why? Because this is a chess game. Everybody has nobody does anything really, from especially the old part of the past paradigms. If it doesn't benefit me, I don't want nothing to do with it. How does it benefit me? I'll help you. So it's about um, stepping into your soul's path of how can I serve, as well as knowing I'm served myself. You're not keeping yourself in scarcity or in want. You know that, oh, I've got an abundance. How can I, you know what I mean? So you're moving out of how people's game plays. Now, this goes into keeping them around the homestead. Oh, I want this. I'm going for this. Oh, Amy, what can I do to distract her? Oh, I'm going to say this. I'm going to act this. And so you have got to really step up your game and go, that's an energy pull. That's a gameplay. That's a maneuver. That's a tech. Yeah, no.
And I caught myself doing it to myself today when I was driving.
Really? What can you?
Because there are very few people in my family that I would actually want to come back here for.
Uh-huh.
But yet, I haven't seen them in 4 years.
So your ego is trying to tell you a reason why you can't leave or do something. Well, here's the thing. That's ego. I know I can go back and visit my family anytime. Now, I'm not going to give up my citizenship because I have children. And I want access to my children. Even if I gave up citizenship, I could still go back and visit. But there's still that part of me that feels that Spirit says I need that open. So have you been addressing something in particular about citizenship? Okay. Now, they're telling you that you need to enter into the Akashic realm of things. And so if we're going to do that, we're going to find out the all right, what do you want to know about that card? They said Contempt. It is this you can't help when somebody comes in the room, and if they have that contempted attitude, there's a part of you that goes into easy to do it.
Oh, yeah. It happened a little bit earlier.
Okay, you're unaware that you are the program of to which when you were little. And they said, yes, you're catching it after fact. Good job. But it is the moment that this in sync becomes incompatible. Gotcha. And when it comes incompatible, you have to go there because your father said so.
And I caught myself. Right away. And it's like, yeah, no, I said my name.
Is it about proving that you're right or they're wrong? What's the concept?
No, it was, they had an idea of what it was, and I know what it was on my end.
Okay, so two different realities. And you know you're right, and they're right, but the thing is that how can you bring it together? And so it's like the power of winning. So this is where ego wants to be right, regardless. So you caught yourself and said, wait a minute, this is a program. I don't need it. So that's a very good. But it's based on feeling incompatible. So who's right? So your father is really strong in my left ear right now. What the? He's eating. What the heck is he?
Popcorn.
Oh my God. He had some really interesting, strange habits. What was the toilet habit? What was the sock habit? I don't want to know. I don't think I want to know.
I'll text you later.
Okay, so I'm just.
But his socks, his bedroom door was right next to the edge of the couch. And he would sit on the arm of the couch and put his socks on, and Lily would sit there and wait for him to scratch her back.
Okay. There's some strange habits. That wasn't the strange habit I think I thought I seen, but I don't want to see it again. So I will wait for he says, I know I am a strange bird, he says. He says he realizes that. He says you don't have to put up with strange birds. He says we thoroughly were convinced that this is how we were supposed to parent. Again with the popcorn. What do you have it every night?
Mhm.
He says,
I don't know how he didn't have more gut issues.
the contempt. He says, that's my language, babe. He says, I
Mhm.
couldn't get out of my shitty ass issues. He says, but that's how I protected myself, was to go into
Mhm.
contempt. I'm like, should be hot, but all of a sudden I got like icebergs next to me, and I'm like,
Oh, my feet are like ice cubes. My
get
feet
him
are
off
like
me!
they're sitting outside.
Get him off me! Because he's like, oh, you want some cold, numbness. Okay, so I have to be, okay, so it's like you have to walk on,
We had to walk on eggshells all the time.
oh, how fast you're supposed to move, to the point, the will to do it, you didn't want to do it, that your feet went numb. I said, you mean cold? He goes, no, diabetes. Okay, so that means that you had the feet issues. So the feet issues are related to,
numb.
so the numbness of the feet and all of this. So, oh, and I want my body to get better because I got a whole new world to go live. Okay, so, okay, just stand over there. He says, for the first time, you feel what it's relevant in someone's eyes, besides Brenda's. Aww. Somebody cares about you, and you're relevant to them. And it isn't because you said, hey, I can't, I'm indispensable. It's because you're Amy. He says, we did a strong number on you that your part of your brain is marked. That if you didn't do certain things a certain way, he's pointing at mom too, our invading, he's got every person that you've ever known, are invading energies, to the point where you felt contempt as love. You began to learn that and thinking it was at 5.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I have to correct you. Contempt is love. You're thinking. All right, go. You will make sure you'll do R2S because your nerves do not need to be doing that anymore. Does that make sense?
I think that's why I chew my teeth.
Yes. Others. It's like that's the only way you know how to communicate with others. With you and me, we know that there's a completely different field because I don't put out those energy frequencies or vibrations. And I even said to you, I noticed that my frequency tone was different, and I gave you a heads up that if you feel that you're taking offense, be aware that I have a frequency in me changed. And you go, oh. So I know me and you are, because I don't put it out there. I do my best to heal shit. And when I do feel it, I know I'm supposed to show you so I'll even tip the hand and say, I know I'm supposed to go there. I don't want to go there, but this is what I'm supposed to do. And I'm supposed to make you feel like this. And I don't want to do it. I'm putting my hand on you. And you're like, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I says, good. Can we stop doing that game? Let's go heal your shit so that we can show up differently.
Yeah.
You don't have that with anybody else.
No.
So this is where now you have to become the teacher, the healer, and now you have to start demonstrating what you've learned from healing and that you are meant to stand a little bit further. Because again, you sped it up. You said, I want this. That means I have to take care of all this. So you sped up your timeline.
Oh, geez. I can do it.
I know you can. And because you've already done it. Okay. But the arrested development that comes up is that you don't know how to take care of that hysterical self. You're getting better at it. It used to be a big 10 billion plus. Now it's coming down of an overall down to like 6 or 60, however you want to put it. But it's related to that contempt thing. It's like you have to have that, I don't want to say response, the response from others.
Oh, that happened this morning.
Okay. So one of the things is about how you recognize home. I recognize home. You said you want to leave this home, not my home, your home. You want to leave this home, and you want to leave Minnesota, so that home. And so you're going to have to look around. And did all of your old lady friends and whatever they are, they were always in the contempt form of this is what relationships are.
Big ass cord switch.
Yes, so you have got to stop wanting the outside, the external, to say, hey, show me my memorized self. Now you're going to go, okay, you know what? I don't want that memorized self. So if it comes up that I'm in contempt, because you're doing a two-party thing, you're yearning to be out of it, and yet you need it to remind you. And they said if you do start doing L2D, then you won't have to exert your power like your father taught you. I know, sorry, all the dead people taught you. Sorry, non-flesh is all taught you. He says, I'm not taking responsibility. I know. Even Lily was very dominant over you.
Oh, God, yes.
Can you see Lily doing that?
She's done it.
Yeah. That's why she's licking her bitch slapper.
And Kitten and Sadie have, I mean, I have.
Oh, Jesus, she got you.
She got me there, and she got one on my belly.
Well, Lily said that she came in and calmed her down.
Good.
Huh?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Sadie's a completely different cat now.
Okay, she said thank you. You're welcome. So
I love you, Lily.
I think that's why she directed her to those places that she used to.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, so you can feel that calmness. There's like a purr vibration there.
Yeah. And it's like, I'm still like, why haven't I taken the spell out? But now I know why. Because it's got her energy in there to help calm Sadie.
Right. And see, and the thing is when you get ready to, I'm just going to say it, when you get ready to go, you're going to have to really think about all the stuff you're ready to let go of, take pictures of, because you can't take it with you unless you want to spend buco bucks sending it. And at the same time,
there's only a couple things, a couple real furry things that I want to take with me.
All right. So one of the things you're going to have to learn is how to create closure to the sky, because you're not going to see the same stars again. Closure to the path to where you drive to do your things, and you're going to have to.
I did that today.
Yeah, you did.
I was doing that today.
Yeah, so you're reclaiming your energy of who you are, and knowing that you know the path. You can go and create new ones. And this first time you get to leave there and actually create a new reality for yourself, which is completely different. Oh, you got Emma got triggered. The thing is you gave away your power. The question is, can you measure it? Measure it immediately, and then you put your hand on your head, R2D, because you're like, no, I can't do it again. So right wrist, second position, nice and deep. Okay. So, my dear, you are having a new path. You are moving forward, and you've sped it up, which means they're asking you to wake up quicker and observe more and return back to spirit every time, because there's a part of you that knows that you have another world to live. That's an interesting statement, but yes, it is.
It is another world, and this beautiful bald man that I know I wrote me this poem or this little story, and I'm like,
Wasn't it beautiful?
I was
Thinking the day you get.
Right.
Oh, I shouldn't say it. Never mind. I could just see that in a little picture frame. Let's put it that way. How you doing? How are you doing?
It just it brought tears to my eyes, and then he continues on.
Very supportive.
And in the world of the hobbits.
Exactly. Exactly.
Tomorrow.
But just know that you sped it up, and you're gonna have to be on your toes, not on eggshells.
Mm-mm.
And now you get to call the shots instead of taking 3 or 4 years or 10 years to paint that house or that little tiny corner. I'm not sure who he is, my bald man or her Kiwi. Because he has, if it's her Kiwi, and so is my bald man, which is my husband.
Mm-hmm.
The Kiwi, yes. Hey, okay, Emma, do you say choice? Or is it just cultural in another way? Just curious. That's all.
What was the name?
Okay. Okay, so it had to have been years ago. It had to have been a certain cultural thing. Yeah, so if you watch we were once warriors.
We're once warriors, yeah.
Um anyway, there's a sequel to it and all that stuff.
I have to finish watching.
No, it's not about picking, it's about it. Well, that was choice. That's choice.
I have to finish watching the second one, but I'm having a tough time with it because there's no captions. And with the heaviness of the accent.
Okay, so you hear it enough times and all of a sudden you'll get the theme of it.
Oh yeah.
So, and the only reason I'm asking her is she's from New Zealand.
New Zealand.
So it could be more cultural stuff like this but hey, have we ever heard Emma talk?
Yeah, remember? Long time ago on my show.
Yeah, so it was a Kiwi sound.
Mm-hmm.
So in different ways you can hear the different dialects throughout all of it. That's what I hear.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's interesting. All right, I gotta go. Well, I just saw my face in your watch again. It is so strong to see, I swear. All right, I believe I fixed everything for everybody.
There you are. There you are. There.
See that? Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so somebody's stomach's upset. I don't know whose it is. It's not mine. Yes, please send me a voice recording. I'm curious. I'd like to hear different forms of Kiwi areas.
I love hearing different accents too.
Yes.
That friend of ours sent me a little clip. My cheeky Aussie accent.
So you and I are commodities. Commodities? No, we're entertainment. Is it commodities? We are something that's so when you decide to move over in New Zealand, you start walking and talking, and people start staring at you funny, and they will keep asking questions, and you realize they want to hear you talk.
I got lots of stories.
And then all of a sudden you realize, hold on, I'm the one with the accent.
It's like, but you want to hear all of them talk.
Yeah, I do. Exactly. You watch some amazing movies. Okay, I'll let you go.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm proud of you. Keep going. You are definitely getting stronger on your yellow brick road, and you're getting ready for your golden bubble.
Yeah, I'm heading that way. Actually, that way. It's that way.
Yeah, I even knew my direction too, even before he existed, and I thought that was a funny thing to know that. And I first thought, when my energy was going, I thought, oh, you mean California? I'm settled with that, and all of a sudden, no. Okay, oh, and then I looked, oh, you mean Hawaii? No. And I kept going around the globe. Australia? Adelaide? I don't know anybody there. And Spirit literally laughed its head off. And then I'm like, blink, blink, blink. And then there was I can't remember if it was what it was, but all of a sudden it was like, oh yeah, Alan, he's from Adelaide. What are you saying, spirit? It was like, what? Something's up. That's all I could hear. Something was up, but it was funny. But I kept looking every day, and my path says, no, you're supposed to switch from here to there. And I'm like, there? Am I ready? You're getting there. So you have to do a lot of closure before you can get there. Otherwise, you just take emotional baggage with you. You don't need any of that.
Don't want to
No. And apparently, anyways, I'm going to end up because I just see that kicked down again over there and must do it in a couple hours. I must be past 4 hours. I don't know what time it is.
Actually, no.
No.
Only 3.5.
Oh, well, I'm really slacking today. No, I fulfilled everything, I think.
I think you have.
Yeah, usually you come in as the anchor, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, and then sometimes there's one or two after that, but
yeah, okay. Well, all right, hon. I will thank you so much. Go heal. I'm so happy for you. Me and my husband are just like watching our story unfold.
Yeah, that's
Cool.
It's like that's the catalog right there.
Yep, that's choice.
That's choice.
All right, honey. I love you, and we'll talk to you later. Okay.
I love you
all right,
too.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay. If there's anybody that's new that has not been had a reading from me before, you are more than welcome to ask now, and I will fulfill that for you. What is your nickname? Catherine, I think you have, but I will ask my moderator, and usually we write down names, and if not, then I will. Oh, but that was 51 minutes ago, so you may not be here. Here we go. Just reading something here. This was for connection from my son, please. Oh, love's on the other side. She's probably gone now. So again, if you really are desperate about certain things and you can't get a reading from me, we got one as low as $3. That's the thing. So Catherine, if you are here, I can communicate if you would like. You see the yellow smileys? Yes. Oh, that's right. We're using that screen. I'm trying to remember which side they're on. Okay. So we'll just take a second or two. Yes. Now, like I said, that story is that whenever I was upset, Spirit will always show me, no matter where I'm at, where I'll find a smile, whether it is actually a smile or it can be found in. If you pay attention, you're going to begin. I can't see any right now. I don't see any right now, but usually when Spirit comes in, it will stand out like a sore thumb. Just like that. Just like that. This feels like a short day, even though it feels like a long day. It's all right. You're going to have to tell me your nickname, Miss TP. That's all I can tell you, because otherwise I'll just keep calling you TP. Okay. So we're going to say goodbye to YouTube, and thank you so much for coming on. And remember, you're already whole, you're already blessed. And check them in. You're already whole and you're already blessed. You really are. So hashtag resolve to evolve. Learn to create closure to Akashic records from the past. Close these timelines. Get that energy and start creating a healthier reality. Get yourself becoming back in balance. Learn to heal instead of deal, because coping, handling, dealing, pacifying don't do anything except for to keep that stuff in a rut. Don't sit there and intellectualize it only while the emotional charge is on you, because what happens is that you just keep more of that stuff happening and the root gets deeper, and then you keep seeing the same thing. You keep sowing and reaping the same story. So learn to resolve, to evolve, and heal instead of deal. And thank you, Spirit. Don't waste it, paste it. But when you're in doubt, put your hand on your head and allow yourself to heal it out. Begin to know, I'm in a shit show. Train your body. Even if, there are times it's like, I don't want to heal. I just want to be pissed. Train the body. Train them. Train it anyway. Train it anyway. Okay? There's a lot more hashtags, but the best one of all is hashtag thank you spirit. I use it all the time. It helps me resolve. And look at all the hearts and loves. I adore it. I adore it. I love it. Here we go. You're already blessed. You're already whole. So stay blessed and happy healing. And we are going to say goodbye to you in YouTube land. And we are going to say